Welcome, everybody. Awesome to be back. I feel like I haven't streamed in a while. Today, we are just going to be having some fun talking with Tadas and Francesco and brainstorming a project, maybe coding. We have no idea. We're just going to present something that we kind of came up with, and then we're just going to actually work out the ideas. Now, the inspiration behind this is we have no idea. We're just going to told you, Francesco, something that we kind of came up with, and then
sorry.
Actually we literally just talked about this. So essentially, what we're going to do is kind of bring the idea forward, and then we're just going to kind of go through it. And the reason for this is I get a lot of people asking about like the actual core, the thinking behind an idea, how it actually goes, because anytime you see a tutorial or somebody doing like a vlog on a video, they usually like come up with the video and do this like whole time lapse type of thing. And we want to actually do it live. Like we've talked about maybe one or two features of what this site might have, but that's it. We purposely didn't think about anything. I don't know if Francesco thought about things on his own. And Tadas is truly has no idea what the heck he's doing here. We literally just brought him onto the stream. So we're just going to go ahead and kind of go with it. But just to introduce ourselves, I'm Dennis Ivy. I work at Agora as a developer advocate. Francesco, go ahead and just say your company name because I'm always going to mix it up.
Hi everyone, I'm Francesco, developer advocate at Daily.dev. You can check the swag here.
Not dev.to.
Absolutely not.
Right. And then Tadas.
So I'm Tadas, and I'm also a developer advocate at Agora with Dennis. So
yeah. All right. So yeah, so Tadas and I both work at Agora, awesome company. Francesco at Daily.dev. And I'm literally going to have to keep slowing down when I say that. So yeah, essentially what we're going to do is we're going to work out a product that has something to do with developer advocates. So the product what we kind of thought of was basically solving the issue, if there is one. We're always trying to, solve some kind of problem as entrepreneurs or anybody creating a product like this. And we're basically trying to find a way for current developer advocates to be able to connect to each other. And I might have to actually spend a minute and explain what the heck that even is, what a developer advocate is. Maybe a lot of people don't know what that is. So we want developer advocates to be able to connect to each other. And that's good for collaboration, stuff like this. Like right now, Francesco represents Daily.dev. We represent Agora, and being able to connect like this actually helps in our job right here in doing marketing for our companies and so on. So it's a really great thing to do. So we want to connect developer advocates to other developer advocates. Now, the other thing we want to do is connect developer advocates to companies. So we want to be able to have a place where developer advocates can search for companies that are looking for a developer advocate. So I guess kind of accomplishing what LinkedIn is doing in its own way, but specifically focused to this. And at the same time, have companies be able to find a new developer advocate, or for the first time, maybe they're trying to switch out a role or fill a new role. This way, companies can actually look for qualified developer advocates. Now, the third thing we're looking to do here is to create a place for new developer advocates to be able to, in a sense, create a profile saying that they want to be a developer advocate, allow companies to search for them, make themselves more recognizable. But maybe if they're not in that position yet, they just won't get listed as like a real developer advocate yet, but they do need a place to be able to market themselves. So those are the three things we're trying to solve. We're just going to go ahead and kind of go with it. I'm going to open up a Google Doc right now, and we're literally going to brainstorm ideas. So we're going to talk about that. And then obviously we're going to have to go into features, database structures, API design, tech stack, and so on. But before we even get there, Francesco is actually current celebrity in Brad's or Traversy Media's YouTube channel. I got to share my screen. And okay, I think we're good.
Today is my day, Dennis.
Yeah,
you gave me too many good inputs, like live stream on your channel. I don't know. Make a gift for you.
So he helped me with a demo in that video for Traversy Media. I just dropped a video. It's called
I did literally nothing. That's okay.
You were there. So essentially, we recorded a product demo for the video for Brad's channel. It's on WebRTC and video integration and real-time chat and so on. So this is the site that we put up. There's actually a live demo, and I'm kind of afraid to scroll down into the room section. So these are all live rooms. You can go to this site, and essentially you can just chat and do video chat, real-time messaging, and so on. But a lot of people have been putting provocative stuff on there. So I'm just not going to scroll down right now, and then eventually we're going to have to put a filter to kind of get people out of there. But yeah, in that demo, Francesco was Mystery Man in the video description for Brad. So that was kind of funny.
Nice. Now I'm Mystery Man. From now, this is my new nickname. Nice.
Mystery Man Francesco. All right, cool. Let's just go ahead and get into it. So I'm gonna open up a Google Doc, but let's go over the first things here. So at this point, I'm seeing it kind of like a somewhat of a social network. I don't know if I want to go and do the whole following system, but I'm seeing a site where essentially you're gonna have like what would look like a list of users from like a blog or something like that. Maybe just like these user profile cards, filter them by skills, by what they want to do, technologies they work on, and so on. So if you guys want to just jump in, let's go ahead and start doing that. Francesco and Pradas. I know Francesco's watching the chat, but I'm also going to need you focus here, Francesco.
So how do you think this would be different from like any other social media site? Because like on Twitter, right, you can meet other developer advocates. Like on LinkedIn, you can meet other developer advocates. You could get linked with companies. How would you make this different where it's like beneficial for people to be on this network or other ones?
So awesome question. That's going to be the first thing that pops up because you don't want to just create something again. You don't want to reinvent the wheel. So first of all, there is the focus of the fact that it's all to developer advocates. And by the way, we did buy a domain. So there's this kind of running joke where it's developer advocates call themselves avocados because it kind of sounds like the word avocado. So we just bought the domain cados.dev. So yeah, that's kind of what we need to work out. So at this point, the first thing is the fact that it's completely focused to developer advocates. I think you can get some SEO friendly terms out of that. If anyone's looking for a position for developer advocates, let's say one of the ways to market the site is to blog about it. If you have a site towards that, it is going to be easier to rank stuff. So really in the search friendliness right now, the fact that it's dedicated to it and what makes it different, I believe is going to be the companies that are looking for developer advocates and maybe the newer developer advocates able to actually do something. Because right now on Twitter, you don't post in your bio, I want to be a developer advocate. You're a student in training. That's it. Let's say if you're just learning or you're an unemployed developer or whatever you want to call yourself, depending on the position you're at. But if we have a site dedicated to that, people are able to have a profile before they're ever a developer advocate. So I feel like that's going to be a big one. And it could be something that allows for easier branding. Because Twitter is like a subcategory. Because I thought about that too. You know, whoever uses Facebook nowadays still, you could just create a group, right? Just create a group on Facebook and then connect companies to developer advocates. But there's going to be features that we can add that can be a lot different. So I guess let's kind of go over those.
Yeah, I also think that, for example, if you are a developer advocate, you also have maybe other activities. So maybe you can create a profile just for your developer advocate activities. How would you use this, for example?
Yeah, so I like that, Francesco. Let me write that down. So that just gave me an idea too. But activities, if you're wanting to post, maybe you're trying to do a collab. If you do that on Twitter, you're presenting to an audience, or on LinkedIn, you're presenting to an audience that is less than 1% developer advocates. I mean, way less than that. So let's say you're like Francesco with 90,000 followers. If you make a post, it's only going to be relevant to 200 followers probably that are actually developer advocates. But on this side, if you're doing that, you can maybe create something where it's open for collaboration. So you can create like a post dedicated. So there can be like types of posts rather than just like a tweet, you know, it would be like a post that is a collaboration. I'm looking for a collaboration, and then it would notify anybody that's interested in a collaboration. So let's say Francesco makes a post. I'm looking to collaborate with this type of company. Tadas, if you work at that type of company, you get the alert. Francesco is looking to collaborate, respond to his post, like a Craigslist post or something like that.
Bring up your Google Doc so like we could
see
what you're typing in and then keep like brainstorming around for that. But I think before we dive too deep into, I don't want to take this over, but like before we dive too deep into like the social network, I wonder like if there's some other way to accomplish your things without having it being
maybe,
like a social network. Maybe there's something more intriguing there.
Yeah, sure. Let's do that. Are you basically saying let's try to find the issue without, or try to solve the problem without building out completely, right? So let's do that. Let's try to, I guess, fireproof it, and then also see if there's a market for it. At this point, like I said, the only thing I can think of is a Facebook group for developer advocates. But then at that point, what you do is you exclude. You can get the new developer advocates or the wannabe developer advocates connected to all developer advocates, but there's a few issues in that. One is companies and searchability. Let's say a company's looking for a developer advocate. You can't really, I mean, they can join the group, but then it would kind of look weird that a company's hanging out where developer advocates hang out. I can't think of another solution. What do you think? Do you have something in mind?
No, I guess the overall like I was thinking like just maybe there's another solution to help companies, developer advocates like find each other without it being a social like network thing. But I guess that's the definition of a social network, is to like connect people and companies. So it's probably gonna have to be some sort of social network, but we make it more developer advocate focus with the couple things that you already mentioned.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I mean, let's just keep going with it.
Yeah, the problem with social media is that everything is too wide to spread. So, and it's also sometimes you mix something. So I like the idea that it's something just focused on one simple activity. I don't know. I want to sell cards. I can sell cards probably on Facebook. I don't know. Maybe some website which is more focused on that. I will check that, for example.
So if I'm misspelling a lot, by the way, when I type, especially when I'm live, I make a lot of mistakes. So don't worry, I'll be using autocorrect a lot more than actually typing correctly. Francesco, what was your sorry, I just want to get to Francesco's thing because I want to write it down. I did post for collaborations. What was that specific thing you said to post?
No, I was talking about I think this is a good idea because it's more focused. So what makes it different is focused post collaboration information website. No, I was talking about the activities only related to the developer advocacy. For a developer advocate, I'm missing something like that. Like I have to focus on different things and I don't know, YouTube videos or posts or activities.
Okay.
So
I would like, I think what makes this different is having separate type of accounts for like companies and for actual people. I think there would be a lot of cool stuff that you can do for the different types of accounts that there are. So maybe like I mean, the job postings and everything, it makes it easier because if it's just like if everybody has the same account, right? You can't just put like job openings under Francesco personal account and stuff like that. So having different features for the two different types of accounts.
Yeah, and I was even thinking about going as far as getting the wannabe or future. I don't know why wannabe sounds bad, like I'm insulting them, but the wannabe developer advocates, the person that wants to be one. I feel like I like that. So limit the company to what the company can do, limit the developer advocates to what they can do. And then the wannabe developer advocates, I feel like you definitely need to limit them in a way, because my fear here is what happens a lot on Twitter, where if somebody posts that they got a new job or they work somewhere, I know Danny Thompson's a bigger example, but they get spammed like crazy for a job request. And that's the last thing somebody that works as a developer advocate wants to do, is get 30 messages in their inbox of saying, hey, can you recommend me for your company? And, you know, that's just not something they want to deal with. They want to be there to find work and find other developer advocates. So they're almost, it kind of sucks because it kind of creates like this like club, but there needs to be some kind of separation between that. And then at the same time, you also need a way for those future developer advocates. I guess let's do that. Future developer advocates. There needs to be something that incentivizes them to get on there too. And maybe they can, I know that they're going to be searchable, you know, with the companies, but there's got to be a way to promote them too, so they have incentive to be there. But yeah, I definitely think there should be kind of like how on Twitter, where you have like a blue check mark if you're, you know, certified or verified, whatever the heck that, you know, the criteria is for that. If you're actually a developer advocate, you should have a different type of check mark or stamp on your profile when you make a post or something.
Maybe like LinkedIn, it has like we are hiring or
yeah, exactly.
Hiring,
like right on the profile. Yeah.
So maybe we can think about the state. So honestly, I don't like the term future. So it's like developer advocate. So when they will be, but okay, no, we'll leave it.
Yeah, I mean, technically, if they're not one, there's got to be some kind of separation. But yeah, I do like the idea of leaving reviews for companies and companies, kind of like Glassdoor. I don't know if anybody knows that website. essentially where if you work at a company and they kick you to the curb and let's say you were mistreated, there's got to be some kind of, you know, way to actually let other people know, don't go here or something like that. You know, like I feel like that's the best way to be transparent in this world. And I just like developers should be able to be reviewed by their companies too. I feel like a company, if they had a bad experience with you, should be able to do that too. Yeah, I definitely kind of like that idea there too.
Yeah, I think that'd be great. But I don't know how, like, I think it makes sense because like Uber, I guess, like when the drivers get to review the passengers, right, as well.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of makes sense too. But I'm thinking like, what if there's some like
malicious stuff,
toxic company that you work for,
mm-hmm.
and then they like one bad review from a company like that would ruin a person's life.
Yeah, I get that.
Book their career, right?
I get that. I think what you could do to solve that issue, because that's always gonna be an issue, right? Like just on Google, you could you can have an amazing little bakery and just, you know, some clown walks in and then doesn't have a good day with you and then blasts you online, right? And I know that the repercussions here are probably a little bit more because you don't have such an influx of customers, or in this case, jobs, to where you might have 3 jobs and one bad review is 33% of your reviews, you know?
Yeah.
And you better hope the other 2 are good. There could be some kind of dispute maybe on that you can do. Kind of explain the situation. I don't know. I feel like if we did this, I actually thought about that. And I feel like if you were to allow reviews, you could make it one-sided where only the developer advocates can review the companies as opposed to the companies reviewing them. Because if a company gets a bad review, you know, even if they got a bad review, you know, it's not really going to hurt them too bad.
Yeah, that's how Glassdoor does it, right? You can only review the companies, and like a company, I feel like it's similar to like a product where a bad review won't necessarily like ruin them, because I mean everybody has like their own like viewpoints of companies. So but like if the overwhelming majority of reviews, like same thing if you're looking at Amazon, like if it gets like 4 stars or something because 4 people thought it was great, 1 person thought it would like ruin their life or something, you're probably going to be like, all right, this is probably pretty good because 4 people were fans of it. But if the overwhelming majority rule it badly, then you kind of know. So
yeah, exactly. So let's see. I want to see this comment right here. Will there be flares, tags, or I guess tags, different posts to find posts relevant to you? Yeah. Of course. I think there should be skills tags. I think like if Tadas is going to be a developer advocate, he doesn't want to be contacted by somebody that's looking for a .NET developer. He'd probably post Flutter in there, so a company looking for a Flutter developer advocate would be able to just put that in the filter. Okay, so at this point we have, let's just go through it. We have reviews, we have the searchability by audience and so on. We have types of accounts. Because what I want to do here is I actually want to start building this out. Types of accounts. I actually want to start at least like looking at the database structure and seeing like what it would take to put this together and what we need to learn still before this. And I guess I'll be doing the building, and then, you know, maybe we can open source it and create a budget for it and get some help for it. We'll see. Yeah, so new job openings, that should be a good one. I'm still looking for that it factor. You know, I think our only specialty is the fact that we're able to get newer developer advocates recognized and it's dedicated. But other than that, there's nothing really special about this platform. So we can even start piecing it together and see what we can do to actually kind of center it around something.
Can you make
about like collaboration feature?
Collaboration feature?
Yeah, collaboration request feature or something. I don't know what that exactly would be, but like something.
Yeah, that would be kind of like this, the post for collaborations, but yeah, collaboration requests. Let's just do this: request and post.
Yeah,
like that. Okay. So here's what I could start doing. Then I can start. And by the way, if you have any ideas or anything, you know, else to add to this, go ahead.
I have a question,
sure.
Dennis, before we start, because I know that we like to add many features, but I think we're missing something which is crucial, which is like the target. So who is the main target audience of these applications, SaaS, whatever? So we want to focus on the companies, they want to be the developer advocates, the current developer advocates.
Yeah, sorry. There's apparently in my condo, there's a fire alarm testing today, and I live next to a road, so there's gonna be some noise. I think there's 3. We're focusing on ultimately the current developer advocates. That's going to be your main focus. But with developer advocates, they don't want to be there unless there's companies there. I guess they could still be there just for the collaborations because that's their one incentive. Because we get to find each other, right? We have 3 developer advocates right here, and we can find each other. But if we throw in companies, now there's that ability to find new companies and companies to find developer advocates, and then new developer advocates. So those are your 3. Does that answer that question?
I think we should have a main one, but okay, we can also have 3, 4, 5, or whatever.
Then it's a place for developer advocates to hang out and collaborate. That's it.
Who are currently employed?
And currently employed, yes, it has to be specifically that.
Okay, just to have an idea. So also for example, this is also for us. From which feature do we want to start? The one which is more relevant to the target, just to have a plan.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. Let's just set that as a target. All right. Well, let's do this because I know we can add features all day. We'll get creative with it, but what I could do is start kind of designing the idea of the site, the actual, not like layout and design and so on, but like what's this going to look like? So let's say you go to this website, ducatos.dev. What's the first thing you see? So first, I do want people to be able to actually see stuff without being authenticated. I don't like how certain accounts you have to actually register and then you're in. You should be able to see like a public, postings and so on. I think right away we could just do profiles, right? If we just like when you go to the site, it's just like, hey, here's a bunch of developer advocates and that's it. Should we throw on anything else with that?
Yeah, I'm in my mind. I have like the Twitter as a model.
You like an up and down feed?
Yeah, because like that I was kind of thinking the same way. Because like if it's just people, like, would you visit that one more than like once? Right? If it's just like people being outlined, unless you're actually looking for people, or I don't know.
I guess the idea is if somebody comes here and they just see people, are they going to stay? But if they come here and they see collaboration requests, job postings, and so on, they're more likely to. Because as a developer advocate, let's say I come here for the first time and I haven't made a decision on if I want to even go to the site, right? Or let's say I want to even use it. But if I see these postings, I might actually want to respond myself. Therefore, I would sign up and go ahead and start testing things. Let me just switch the screen back to. Actually, I'll leave this open. I'm just looking for inspiration of like a layout right now. Okay. So in that case, it would be horizontal, up and down post, and you would just have like this Twitter post basically.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, because you also want to show the people that even though they haven't created an account yet, you want to show them what the actual site, what kind of value it provides, right? And I think the value we're looking at here is collaborations, like companies, so job posting and stuff like that.
Gotcha. Okay. Let me try to create a new Figma here. See what I can do with it. Because what I'm imagining here, I'm actually going to draw it out on paper. What's up?
It says new design. I thought you were looking for how to create a new one, but it's that blue little check mark.
Oh,
there you go.
There we go. All right. So that's you shared a link. Should I open that up?
It was another. It's someone doing something similar to what you guys are thinking of.
Sure, let's do it. I mean, let's always look at what's going on. This is DevRel, Relics.
That's annoying.
Yeah, I hate those so bad.
So they got like DevRel blogs. They have a community. They have jobs. At the top, you see like they have all like a little web page for.
See, this is the part that I don't like right here. Like when I come here, like it says join our community. I want to see that community and what the heck is going on before. So I hate feeling like almost like not a paywall, but like some kind of restriction before I even get into it because I haven't made a decision yet. Yeah. So in that case, let's just look at a post real quick. I'm going to add in a new frame here. We'll just throw something in. So like with a post, you would have like a type maybe in the top left. So it would be like a collaboration or a collab. Is collab with 2 L's or 1?
2.
2 L's. Okay. I guess we wouldn't need to write type, but let's just like throw in the post type at the top. So this would be the actual like post itself.
You might not need to call it out, but you need some sort of indicator somewhere that it's...
Yeah, I figured later on this can be done with an icon, but let's say all collabs are like pink or something like that. Like we'll throw something in there. So you'd have that, then you'd have some kind of headline right here. Looking to have someone join in on live stream. Okay, so I'm making a request right here. Obviously, I want to make sure this is a little bit bigger. I want to make sure we can also see that. So that's your post type, and you'd have the author usually with it.
And I'm thinking for something like this for the collabs, like you have a little form that someone can fill out with like hey, I want to join it, and then you could like go through all the people that that like requested a join, and then you could pick one out. I was like, I mean, for you, and like if you get 100 people that want to join your live stream, that'd be a lot.
So what are you saying? How do you filter that?
Like I would say have some sort of form where maybe they fill out that they are interested, and then like after you can look through their profile and see which ones you want the most there, and then like be able to start a DM message with them or something like that. Like maybe
so you just get like a series of responses to your post. Let me actually write that down. So I'm gonna
maybe just like maybe just even like as simple as a button, like I'm interested or something like that.
Yeah.
But also I think maybe it should be more difficult than just a button, because
you get people just going through. Yeah, exactly. I get that.
Like people that are like they're actually interested.
Yeah,
or maybe like a button, like you have to type out like why you're interested, like a sentence, like what you're gonna bring to the table to this live stream, and then interested, and then the.
Yeah, I got you. Okay, so let me send this to back. By the way, I'm not good with Figma. I'm effective enough to make something happen, but I'm actually really terrible at this. All right, let's find a light color here. So I'm going to try to make it like this. So it's an actual post here, and that's going to be about it. And then down here, you can almost do like Twitter, where you have like your responses and so on. So we can do, let's see, down here. Oh, there's Francesco. Look at that. Oh, this one, that's his post.
That was a good one.
So we can do like comments, so we can throw in some icons. So what I'll do here is I'll just do like 3 small little circles, and then like later on we'll work on the details of that. So that'll be comments, responses, and something like that, whatever. Just kind of space it out like this. Okay, so that's going to be a user post. Always got to make sure I'm zoomed in right here. All right, so we have a user posting. What kind of post type do we want? So we have a collab. Let's maybe create a few more. Give this a shot. So what else? Job post or job request.
Sorry, Dennis. Are those like types of posts?
Yeah, so these are going to. This is like your feed right here, right? So you have your Twitter feed, except for on Twitter you only have one type of post. You have a tweet. So kind of trippy seeing Francesco's face twice. So you have different types of tweets. So what we're doing here is we're creating a feed, except for in our case, anytime you make a post, you're only going to be able to make certain types of posts. So you can do a job post, a collaboration post, or a thought. Let's just do actually let's just do job right here. That makes sense, Francesco?
Yes, it makes sense. So the person who is signed up, they decide which type of post are they gonna make.
Mm-hmm.
And what's the difference? People can filter by type of
post type. Yeah. So I want to only see job posts. I only want to see collaborations. Maybe a thought post. Yeah.
And are those types fixed? So are decided by us?
Yeah. We would set that. Yep. So there'll only be a few. So let's just start with the 3. Let's not go into it too much then. And I unfortunately need to get this frame. You know what I just realized? That Figma link is technically live, right?
I don't know. You might have to click share in order for it to be live.
Oh, okay, maybe because I had people do that before. Let's just do a thought post then for this next one.
But I'm not a Figma expert, so I don't really know.
Yeah.
They can read and jump in
the URL.
They will probably do also a good job.
Maybe they'll fix it. Yeah. Anyways, so all right, we have our post. So we just have a feed, different types of post. And to anybody that thinks this is boring as hell, this is usually how developing goes. So now you're getting the real world experience.
This is the fun part.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, this is a fun part.
Yeah, it gets a lot worse.
Yeah. All right. So cool. Let's see. So we have our post type. Then we are going to have our profiles. At this point, I guess I can start designing like a database structure. I think that's probably more important because we can keep it as simple as this to where we have post, we have account types, and then we have the actual user profiles, and that's it. Right? So like in the navigation bar, you'd be able to filter down by this. Cool. Let me so there's this one site that I like to use. It's called Draw SQL, I believe. And this is how I always draw my databases. So let me create a new app here.
Nimrod brought up a pretty good idea that I thought I should bring up. So he said like something like a Q&A session for like the company profiles, because in many, like most of the time, maybe not even company profiles, just in general, because a lot of people don't even know about like developer advocates, and maybe specifically like what, and since roles like are different with like company to company for what developer advocate means, like having a section there where you can ask them like,
yeah, could that be in a job posting, like a subcategory to a job posting?
Yeah.
Right? Like let's say they post a job, right? And it's like, hey, we're looking for a Flutter developer advocate. What do we do from there? Yeah. Like that's where we can have a Q&A. Someone's made a comment about Draw SQL. Yeah, I really like it. It looks cool. I mean, it's a little bit more limiting than some platforms I've used, but I really like the look and feel.
Yeah, just
man, becoming good at design, man. I'm terrible at design.
Just as information, Nimrod is the CEO of Daily.dev. I don't know if you know that.
Oh, really? Yeah. This right here?
No, Nimrod.
No,
but I think he went off.
Oh, okay.
He's the boss. He's the man.
Gotcha.
Dennis, would you be open to sharing that Figma thing, and then I could play around with it in the background while you're doing SQL stuff? Be careful to generate that link.
You are muted, Dennis.
You're muted, and be careful about generating that link.
Yeah. Let me. Okay. Tadas, what's your email again?
Tadas@tadaspetra.com.
You can do this in the private chat. No.
Oh yeah.
I just figured out how to move it off the screen. Send you the invite. All right, cool. I think I sent it. All right. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm just right now. So this is, I guess, to give anybody the idea of how this usually works. I usually start with something like this, Paint, whatever. No. I'm like sketching usually on a legal pad. We're just coming up with what the heck we're even trying to do. Go ahead, Francesco.
Yeah. No, just on one question. Like we have a type of post, but what if a post is not in those three? Like, should we have like a default one, like no specific tag, or maybe a more generic one? Because otherwise, I feel.
I had a thought post. Maybe we should just do
generic, or maybe I don't know.
Social post. Let's do that.
Yeah. Default, even something like, okay, so I would just want to post now. I don't know.
Or if you post and you don't have one, let's just not put a tag on it. Let's just not have anything.
That's a UI, I think. Yeah. Let's say default one, because
there, that one will have no tag.
Francesco, you like cookies?
I do.
All right, so damn, fire alarm. Keep trying to mute that. All right, I think I zoomed out a little bit too far. What the hell did I do here? Oh, here it is. I haven't used this in forever. Okay, so we're gonna have a profile. I'm trying to think. Should we have who here? By the way, Tadas, you don't work with database design. Francesco, do you?
I did in the past. I don't know. We can try.
I've worked with databases a bit too.
Oh yeah. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I just wasn't sure. I know you've do more Flutter front end stuff. But yeah, okay. So we're gonna have a profile. I'm trying to think. Should we do a user profile and then specify a profile type, or should we just do company and user? And now that I think about it, I think we should separate those because a company will never be a user, and a user can be part of a company, but a company can't be part of a user. So yeah, let's just do that. So we'll throw in another table and we'll work on the actual columns later. So we'll just do company. So I think with this, you shouldn't be able to register. If you're an actual advocate, developer advocate, you shouldn't be able to register unless you either add a company or find your company. So like right now, let's say I register as Agora. If I try to register a profile and Agora doesn't have an account on this site, I need to create them an account, and then later on they can maybe claim their profile or something like that. But it's almost like Wikipedia where we can suggest edits or something like that to the description of the company. Go ahead.
So do you mean that to sign up, do I need a company?
Yeah, you'll need a company. You don't have to like sign up the company, but you at least have to list where you're at, and we'll create a profile for that company by default.
But did we have in the target like people who are future developer advocates? What about them?
They don't have to. Yeah, you would specify that if they're currently not a developer advocate, they don't have to have a company listed. But if you say you're working at a company, it'd be nice to be able to force you to show where you work. You know, some kind of validation.
Yeah, so I think like you normally create a regular profile, but then like you can, to get that little check mark or whatever, you have to
list your company,
add in, list the company, and then I would think it would make, to like have it even more legit, you got to make it so that company has to approve that you actually work there.
Also, something maybe we should think about is that maybe, I don't know, I can be a developer advocate for a while, then maybe I can stop 2 months and then start over again. What should happen in that period? Am I not allowed to not be on the platform anymore?
I feel like there should be company history, so you don't have to be part of one company. Damn, I'm so sorry about that. You don't have to be part of one company. It can just have like your job history, just like on LinkedIn, where if you switch companies, it's going to still show your old companies, right? So as long as you've had that at some point and it's somehow verified, you can still be listed on it.
But I think you'll still be verified even if you stop working for a company for 1 month. You are not a developer advocate.
Yeah. All right. So a review to a company. This is going to be in relationship. We're going to do a 1-to-many. Yeah, 1-to-many. So you can. Oh, actually, it's many to one, because a company can have multiple reviews. So we're going to do that, and then in order to leave a review, that has to be connected to a profile. So a user is going to leave a profile, and a user can leave multiple reviews. Okay. I'm trying to think out loud, like while I'm actually working this, so I can kind of explain. Call it untitled post. Someone's saying that in the chat. All right, so let me just try to think about this. I always start with the home page. So we get to the home page. You're just going to see a bunch of posts. And in the post here, let's just go ahead and go through it. Let's just add in some tables. So we're going to add in the user or the owner.
Dennis, put out that fire.
Yeah. You know, they tell me when they're doing it, and they don't give me an option, even if I work from home or I'm live streaming. But yeah, we'll have an owner of a post. Then we'll have the body here, and then obviously little details about it, like created.
And yeah, and do we want to put the type in the post or outside?
Yeah, we'll throw that in too. And I just realized that I want to throw in likes too. I want to be able to do not likes, but just a like, because that's going to be a database table. Now, post is going to need a comment too. And what was that, Francesco? You just said, I just forgot. Oh, type. Yeah, post type. Okay, yeah, we want to do a post type. So we have the body, post type, and then a like. Now, a like is going to be connected to a post, and a post can have multiple likes. It's weird because it seems like it's actually supposed to be 1-to-many, but the way that it's drawn right here, the actual tables don't really match up. By the way, you can actually export this. So if you're using something like Postgres, MySQL, it'll actually export all the commands for this. I don't do it that way. I just manually design it later. But this is a way to actually do this.
Yes. Sorry, Dennis. Why like does it have to be a table?
Because you want to be able to know who liked it. So, for example, if all you did was increment the like count, right? what would happen is, what if you want to know everybody that liked it? Or what if you, Francesco, later decided to unlike the post, like on Instagram, right? Or on Twitter. We need to know who liked it, so it needs to be its own database table. Unless you have another solution to this, the way I understand it is you would simply have not a one-to-many field. I just realized this would be a many-to-many. You would simply add a like to it, so you'd have that connection.
Yeah, and on your own end, you have to be able to, like, when you're scrolling down posts, you have to be able to recognize whether you've liked it before or not, because when you refresh the page, like all that, you need to have that data.
That makes sense. Like, so that way you'd be able to just like post multiple times. We need a way to do that. Okay, so we have a post and we have a profile. So the weird thing is, okay, we're going to move the profile up here. The post will go up here, and then we need to connect the user to the profile, and then the profile here we'll just do name, email, blah blah blah, a bunch of stuff like that. So company, and just to kind of communicate with the chat, this is usually how I design the databases before I actually start coding it, unless it's simple.
Yeah. Sorry, Dennis, but maybe the profile should be just defined to the company. So why do the profile has the company as a field?
So right here, so we're going to take the company when you're connected to a certain company right here. So that field will be
one-to-one. Oh.
Yeah, it'll just be a one-to-one. So it'll be a current company, and then we can find a way to do old companies. At that point, I mean, is there a way for somebody to be a developer advocate at two companies? Should we ever allow that? Because we could make it a many-to-many field.
I think technically, yeah.
It depends. Yeah. I think that I think it depends on the type of contract.
Let's just do many-to-many. Why don't I see many-to-many?
Yeah,
well, I just realized because technically a many-to-many field isn't actually, there's no actual database table that creates that.
Oh, yeah.
Because usually what you have is you have a company field and then a profile, and then you'd have an intermediary table that would basically list the ID of the company and the profile.
You'd have two databases, right? And each one of them would be like a one-to-many or many-to-one.
I got the damn alarm, so I have to pause every time that happens.
Worst time for live streaming ever.
Yeah, exactly. Well, luckily it's a casual one. I'm not like interviewing someone or something like that, like doing a serious talk. All right, so we have the profile. The profile can have posts, so we have to connect the owner of the post to the profile here. This can be a one-to-many or many-to-one. Yeah, I don't like that. I feel like, I don't know if that's a draw SQL issue or if that's just me. What do you guys think about that? Like how it's listing that? Because it keeps listing it as a many-to-one from the profile to the user. That doesn't seem right, though.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Okay,
I think it was been too long since I worked with SQL, so I don't really even remember.
That's right. You're a no SQL type of guy.
I just use Firebase, and then they make everything easy.
Right. So a post is going to have comments. So we need to throw in an owner field here. Throw in a body. By the way, yeah, if you want to jump into a different section, Francesco, go ahead. Like, I'm literally going to be like coding and doing this kind of stuff. So let's go all over the place. This is a open session for ideas, for anything, chat, questions, whatever.
You want to share so I think you shared the Figma to the wrong person.
Really?
Because I didn't get anything.
Watch it turn out to be some badass designer that's just going to fix it up for me. Okay, so did Tadas Petra or Tadas
I sent it in the private.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah.
You don't want me giving out your email?
No, I don't care. It's public on my YouTube.
Okay.
If people want to reach out. But I just didn't want to. I feel like you misspelled it last time, so I'd rather you copy paste.
Looks like I spelled it right.
Did you click send?
Probably not. Oh, that's what I did. Yeah, I didn't give you the right one. I just need to figure out what project this is a part of.
Just send me all of them. I'll delete them. Do a mass delete.
Here, I'm just gonna create a.
But sorry, Dennis, but have we defined the tech stack? Because otherwise, how can we work on something?
Sure. Yeah. Let's do that right now then. So by default, if I'm doing it, I'm gonna use a Django backend, at least for the API. I would imagine React on the front end.
Yeah, Flutter sounds good, I think.
For if we do mobile, like an app.
No, just the website.
Yeah. Yeah.
Flutter web.
Is that actually viable? I've never used it.
Tadas, you had the opportunity to use Flutter now web, and you haven't done that.
No, so it would be a decent solution for if it's like a web app. So like if you just have people log in, it seems to be like pretty good. But if you need SEO and stuff like that, it's not the right solution, which is probably what you want here.
Got you. Okay. Yeah, it's telling me to upgrade my account. So that's somebody have to
just forget about it. I'll start a new document.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's not really a creative design, anyways.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So yeah, let's do that. Let's write that out then.
What about the DB? Postgres?
Postgres, yeah. I don't know why you want to use anything different, you know? What do you guys think?
Yeah, for example, we can work on Postgres, and yes, maybe I can even start I don't know, working on the Docker of Postgres, for example. Can be an idea. So we have can I have the Postgres, or do you have Postgres installed?
I would use an AWS instance usually, but if you have a different way of doing it, let's do that. I'll just connect to it. Like if you want to deal with that, that's
okay. Nice.
Yeah. Then front end, I'd just use React, not Flutter web.
I use Svelte. That's my second favorite one.
What is that?
Svelte is my second favorite.
Oh,
one.
Svelte. Oh, gotcha. Yeah. All right. So let's see with the profile. Profile makes posts. Profiles work at companies, which is going to be a mini to many. Then we have a comment for the post, a like. All right. What other key features? So we have the company. Company has reviews, obviously with descriptions and so on. Let's jump into this. I just want to make sure some of those features are thrown in. Do we want to chat, like people private message each other and all that, right?
Yeah, I think so. Because when you're trying to find a job, you might want to reach out. Like if you saw some person works for them before or currently works for them, you might want to actually reach out personally.
Unmute. Okay, so in that case, for the chat, we usually throw in a thread. I know everyone has their different ways of doing a chat, but is it that bad? Is it really loud in there? Because I should just be muted then.
It's not terrible.
Okay.
I mean, it's annoying for sure, but it's not like it's yelling over everybody.
It catches the attention. It helps the people to don't fall asleep. Nice.
Therapy.
It's a trick. It's a trick. It's a strategy by Dennis. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. All right, I'm trying to remember how to do this. So we usually do a chat message is attached to a thread, and a thread usually has users in it. So we'll just throw in users or participants. Because you usually want to allow multiple people to be in inside of an actual chat. So that's going to be a many-to-many relationship to a profile. So we have participants, then we are going to have messages. Then we're just going to do created and then updated for the actual fields. All right, so we have the thread being the message here, body. Actually, let's do last message here, because usually like in Discord, when you message someone, it'll appear at the top, like with all the users there. Let's say like Francesco and I had a conversation recently, like our conversation would be at the top as opposed to anybody that I talked to before that. So just do last updated. Maybe so
maybe a message is like a status. I don't know.
Status for what exactly?
I don't know. Read the. I don't know.
Oh, like red. Yeah. Okay, got you. I guess let's do that.
I don't know. I don't know if we need that. Maybe it's a bit advanced, but.
Yeah. Well, that's easy to do. We can just do true or false for if it's red or not. So let's grab the sender. I want to move this table. Anybody in the chat? I just want to make sure that we're not like missing any good questions or conversations. I know a lot of people are usually very helpful here. Oops, no, I don't want to do that.
Yeah, someone is asking about using Nest.js for front end.
Yeah, probably. I would start with React, but because I'm not a Next JS expert. I know it's not that much different from React. The reason why I would do that, though, is for SEO purposes. If we're trying to get things optimized in search engines, like profiles and certain accounts, you definitely want to use something like Next.js, just because it's, yeah. All right, let's throw in. That's a many-to-many field. What am I doing here? Okay, I guess these two don't have to be connected. Do you think it makes more sense to add a message as a many-to-many field or as a one-to-many field?
Message.
Because a message can be part of multiple threads, right? Because I usually do it. Let's just do it. Let's just do this. Let's add it as a many-to-many field, and then if anything, we can change it up. God, it's annoying. I hope they move.
How many times do they have to test it?
Like, I have no idea. They were doing it around the condo complex earlier, and they were like kind of walking around. So I don't know. I guess they're just gonna do it a few times. We'll see. Let me check. I mean, they're out there. If you guys want to, can you guys keep the conversation going?
Yeah, sure.
I don't know. We don't know how to talk. Just kidding. Yeah, we got you.
Why do a message can be a part of the multiple threads? I don't know, because I think that a message is like, I sent you a message and that's it. Then I sent another message to Dennis.
It makes more sense as one-to-many or many-to-one, someone put in the chat. But the only reason why I like many-to-many is because it's so easy to update it. Like when you're actually like making an API call, like you create a message and you just add it. I don't know, just something about the actual way it's done. It's a lot easier, but it should be many-to-one. Let me go check.
Okay. No, but I don't know if we want to focus because basically every feature is something that really takes days, not hours. So I think we should focus. Also, of course, feel free to interact in the chat. But I think we should start from the core. Like, what's the core activity? Because otherwise, we can stay here months, literally. So maybe I think we should start from the core idea. So
I think like
authentication, the login, for example, we can start. Like people, they log, I don't know, and they get something. I don't know. I'm not, because this is already a lot. Like if we can make like, I think this kind of service will have some sort of authentication to get some additional features. So I would start from the user the user not authenticated. They see a page, and a user authenticated, they see a different page, even if that's a hello world. But or maybe we should decide if we want to show the same page with additional features. It depends on how do you want to structure your application, because some applications, they show a total different page. Maybe we don't need to go that deep, and we can use the same page. But I don't know. If I am logged, I'll see, I don't know, a check mark or something. I'll see something different. For example,
I was just gonna say, like, I feel like, I mean, Dennis might just want to like plan out the database more, but like usually when you're starting a project, right, you want that MVP, the minimum viable
the problem is that from my experience, if you structure too much a database, you're gonna change it anyway. You can be even the best database structure in the world, but things are gonna change for sure. So I will start, I don't know, because maybe you are different. We don't have a project manager here. Yeah. So I will start from the profile. For example, it seems the more interesting part. We try to make some insert, even by hand, or with any tool. I use, I think I use, can't remember the name of the tool for the DB. It's, no, Supabase. No. I can't remember the name. There is a tool to make insert. Table Plus.
I never heard of that one, but I think starting from like what do you think is the very core of the very minimal viable product?
I think an MVP is the authentication part. So having a website, a minimal backend, and a button with a click, and then you submit, which is a lot already. You can submit authentication. We can even, for example, we need a mailer, like we need to send an email. So we need a mail. I use a not mailer. I don't know what's the the code was the one for Python. Probably Dennis knows that. So I would say this because authentication is the core, basically, of all the projects, and then we can decide because it's a really
So let's do this. We got profiles, companies, messages, and emails. So basically what you need to do is you at least need to have people register on the platform, correct? Like once they kind of get it, it's going to be a pretty dang basic application, but as long as they can start filling out profiles and seeing, okay, this is cool, here are all the other developer advocates, I feel like they can do that and obviously post, right? I don't know, Francesco, if that was on the same page that you were on. I just kind of interrupted. But
yeah, but for example, to make a post...
loves. I like that. Loves instead of likes. Sorry.
For example, to make a post, you need to be authenticated. I think even to like. So I will start from that. But
yeah. I mean, that's the easy part. Get that taken care of. Yeah. What do you think? Should we just start doing that then? Let's just focus on getting the site up, getting people to register and chatting, and then
and I think like working out the flow for like it seems like the core thing of this is kind of like the very, very minimum viable product is like authenticating developer advocates versus companies versus future or like not under a company developer advocates, right? So maybe like figuring out that flow and how to differentiate all of them, like how to get all the things accepted. I think other than that, then like after that, everything's just kind of like an add-on, right?
Yeah. For example, if we want to have different profile types, because for example, a person has a name and surname, a company doesn't have a name and surname, has a different fields when they want to register. So do we want to have a unique profile? Do we want to make different profiles? Usually you have, I think we can have one profile with a core, I don't know, ID, this can be anything. But if we want to make companies and people sign up, we need to differentiate since the beginning, of course.
Yeah, so that brings up a good point. When someone registers, let's say they're just registered as a company, they're not going to be a developer advocate, right? Like what if just HR wants to find a developer advocate and they want to register their company? How do we register them then? So we have a profile and then we just specify an account type, whether that's a developer advocate, wannabe developer advocate, or a company admin. I'll just go there.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
All right.
And also how to be able to like authenticate advocates and companies. And I think like, yeah, anybody could
say they're an advocate
work for any company, right? Like you could be like, oh, I work for, I could be like, I work for Dennis Ivy's company. And then like someone needs to have the ability to authenticate that that's a real company. And then vice versa, the company should be able to authenticate the developer advocates that they actually work there.
That's tough. How do you do that then?
So I think that's like that kind of the core thing of this.
Do we send out an email to that company? I mean, then you don't get a response. Like I think any developer advocate should be able to ask somebody from their company to send out an email. Either they have to have that company's web address, like right now, like you have your Agora email, right?
Yeah.
So maybe they have to have that company's email or somebody from that company verify that that's them, right?
I don't know. I'm thinking maybe, so to verify them, that the company would have to have an account on Kados. And then they can like, you can just be like people requesting to be, I have a little screen of the people that have requests, and then you can reject or accept them as your people there. And then to make a company a legit company, that's the harder part. Maybe we don't worry about that yet because
I think I might be early because that seems like an easy fix once we're there. There's got to be ways to do it. Like I said, you can require a company email or reach out or something like that. Some kind of verification that says it, some kind of employment thing. So yeah, cool. Yeah, I'm just let's just keep talking then. And like I said, if you guys are on time, like we can hop out at any point. But what I want to do here is I at least want to start designing the database and what we drew up here in. Let's see, where was it? Right, close out the link. Draw SQL. That's what it was. We're somewhere here. So I at least want to start designing this right here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So let's just start doing that, and I'll kind of get the site set up here.
I'm designing the website in Figma right now. It's looking pretty sweet.
Oh yeah, you want to send the link, or is that something you can't share?
It's not looking that sweet yet.
Called you out. It's looking sweet. It's not looking that sweet.
not that good yet.
Cool. Francesco, what part do you need from me then? What do you want to do here? Do you want to try maybe just deploying the API at some point?
Yes, I think I don't know how do you connect with ADB. So
I mean, I'll start with SQLite. I'll start with SQLite first. I definitely will test with that. Yeah, and then we'll go into actually adding the real database.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's start from the first table. I will do the first table, like profile, like insert CRUD operations on the profile, and then I will switch to Postgres since the beginning. So I will not work too much with SQLite.
Cool.
How I would proceed?
Got you. Okay, sounds good. Give me 1 second. Let me do something.
I don't know if you can share your screen. Maybe not, Tadas.
I'll share it, but there's not much. Sharing screen is easy with 2 monitors. All right.
You trying to share your screen?
Francesco said I should. Hold on, let me make sure. Don't got anything dangerous on here.
You got the mechanical keyboard, man. I can hear it.
That's not me.
That was Francesco?
It was me.
Yeah.
This is the silent one. I switched that.
I actually like the mechanical keyboard. I think it sounds satisfying.
Yeah, it annoys me.
But in tutorials.
Let's don't start. Otherwise, this project is over already before the beginning.
Get in our first fight. All right. Let's see, what's the design looking like? How's the chat, by the way? I just want to make sure not.
I'm taking care of the chat. Someone is asking about something about React. By the way, if you have any question, just drop it in the chat. I'm assigned on the chat.
All right.
Which tool do you use to test the database, Dennis? Like Table Plus, or how do you
test it?
How do you test the ADB? Just your app or
Django has one by default installed. Yeah. So they have an admin panel. So let me just migrate it real quick.
Okay.
Create a super user first.
Super.
Haven't done this in a while. Okay. Get some BS email. Got it wrong the first time. I can feel when I made a mistake. Here we go. Okay, so I just need to run my server. And then give me a second. So Django has this awesome admin panel built in that basically gives you this interface right here. So you get this entire interface. So by default, there's already tables there for things like sessions, authentication, so on. For users, that's already built in by default. Like if I add this table right here, so we have, right now I added a company. So all I have to do is create this database table, register it with the admin panel, and then I can see everything. So I actually perform CRUD operations from that admin panel.
Nice.
Oh yeah, the design is getting better. What's a color? What's a color that works well for like developer advocates?
Green.
Gray.
Green. Like avocado. So Francesco, there we go. I just registered it. So there's no table in here yet. I still have to migrate it, but now I'll be able to see it. So like if I go in here and add in like a name, let's do models.charfield. Yeah, so stuff like this, and I'll be able to actually do it. So it'll take me a second to finish this up. Yeah, you definitely have to go with like an avocado green, like a lime green almost.
Yeah.
Green and yellow, I think.
I'm getting there.
Yeah, this is a family-friendly show for us.
Ah, crud.
Yeah, there we go.
Create, read, update, delete. All right. So we have 3 types of posts, right? That was the plan?
Yeah. Yeah.
First one is a general
post. So Francesco, here I just want to show you this. So if I go to companies, like let's say we register daily.dev, that can be a company. There we go. So this is already in the database. So this is all SQLite, and later on I'll just flesh it out.
Yeah, you made a couple of typos, but it's okay. Yeah. The first D is not capital, and you missed the Y. But
did I? Okay. No, see, that's the cool thing is I have the edit part. Look at that. I don't use this admin panel once I actually set up an application, but yeah. Okay, there we go. So now we have 2 companies registered.
The D is not capital. Okay.
What's not capital?
The first D. If Nimrod sees this, he'll be very angry.
You know, just out of spite.
What? Okay. Nimrod, I'm sorry.
Keep talking, Francesco. Slowly, I'll remove 1 letter.
Okay.
I'll fix that for you just so you don't get in trouble.
Nice. How long will the stream go through? Yes, there is the answer.
What's the answer?
I don't know. Manny loves the stream. Great, Manny.
So, all right. Let's continue to add here. Okay, so you know what? One thing I forgot about doing, or forgot how to do, is how to customize the Django user model. So there's different ways to do it, and there's one way I like to do it, but I need to go back to my own tutorial to see it. It always happens. Okay, so we got a company name, bio. We'll just comment this out. What else does a company need, Francesco? But,
I don't know.
Bio, maybe tags. Let's just do tags here. Just information. Okay, let's leave it there. So we got our company. Next thing we want to build in is going to be reviews. Review. And I haven't streamed in so long. I was itching to do this. I really wanted to stream. It's so just satisfying to get back to it.
What do you like about it?
I don't know. Like you get momentum. Like just having like people in the chat and like actually being able to code and like have someone see what you're doing. Like there's something about it that adds pressure to it, but also makes it really fun.
One of my I don't stream much anymore, but one of my favorite things was like what I had to set up like a specific schedule when I wanted to do it, and then that keeps you like reliable that like you're actually going to be doing something on this date and like people are going to watch it. So it was a great way to have some accountability for me. But then, yeah, I
guess my fear is going and streaming and then not having like anything like valid to actually stream.
Yeah.
And then just like kind of like wasting people's time. Like that's like my only like fear, I guess, with it.
I think that Mahmoud Abbas say something interesting, which is like put the logo for the company. Maybe, I don't know, we can put the link to.
Oh yes, good point. Yeah. See, this is a
good one.
This is stuff you don't think about right away. So input the default user model. Let me do that right now. Is that Mark? You said. What's the name?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Logo. So we already have the bio. We'll add in the image field later because that's a whole nother task. So we'll throw that in. But for the owner here, the user. Let's see. I really like doing this. Like, I know I want to make sure I'm respecting your guys' time, so hop off whenever you want. But I actually wish people do this kind of stuff a lot more. This would be really fun. Like, if I was learning right now, to actually be able to see like people that I watch tutorials from, to actually sit down and just start streaming and building something out. Francesco, I know you've done this before. It's really cool that you do that.
Yeah, I've done this before, but I'm not with guests. So maybe in the future I'll do this more often.
Yeah.
Usually I just go and do this live, but usually alone as every very sad developer.
Mm. You're a sad developer. I didn't get that.
Of course I am.
Crazy into that.
I was just saying the reason I've been a little quiet and why I don't do as many live streams is because I've been working on this this thing in the background right now, and I cannot think and do stuff like you do. So I just start struggling whenever I'm trying to build anything live, and then
that whole issue.
Yeah.
You know what I noticed? I know that there's that, and I definitely think, you know, some people can overcome it. Maybe everyone can, I don't know. But one thing I love about it is if I'm streaming, I do way better during a live stream than I do during a tutorial. Like if I put out a 5-hour tutorial like I just did for Brad's channel, speaking of which, check that out. It's on Traversy Media. It's a WebRTC thing. If I do that, like I feel like because it's pre-recorded, people have this expectation that the mess ups can't be there. So then I struggle more through it trying to get everything done. Whereas in a live stream, I mess up, whatever. Yeah, you embarrass yourself. It sucks, but you just keep going through it. So you don't allow yourself to even stop. And therefore, you're not even thinking about the stupid little mistakes. You're just trying to get done what you need. Like it's kind of like just jumping in the water without thinking, you know?
Yeah, I agree. I guess I prefer those more cleaner things. And
yeah, I get you. Definitely. Yeah. Cause you're definitely more into making the videos look nice and clean.
Yeah. All right. I got a tiny little design whenever you're ready.
Oh yeah.
My screen.
Shitfire. Look at that.
Nice.
So you got
amazing
3 different types of posts, and like you can tell they're different by the color. So you're not taking up any extra space here. Got a little verified avocado right there.
Shit,
from Francesco. And then I just put buttons for now, but I'm thinking like for the post where you like come live stream with me or something, you have to type out like what you're gonna add to live stream or why you're gonna add it, so some sort of field. And then yeah, job posting.
I like that the logo. It looks like Nike or something like that, like the font.
Yeah,
I like it. I like that you have like a logic attached to a specific button. For example, Twitter doesn't have this. You have like that YouTube thumbnail, which is also very bad formatted. Instead, for example, if I would scroll and see this join, I'll probably click this way more often.
Yeah, and I mean these are probably not the best colors. Maybe
I'd probably make the buttons. I'll probably make the buttons smaller, but I get what you're doing.
Yeah, this is just like
no, that's do better.
I'm not I'm no designer, but you know I do my best. And
so what I do is I usually do something like this, where I'll make the initial design and then I send it off to Shuvo, which you already know him. Yeah. Francesco, he's my designer who actually just got hired at Agora. I'm really proud of him. But I give him any kind of layout and he just polishes everything. I call it giving it the Shuvo touch. That's what I always tell him to do. Like he can make a rock look like gold. It's crazy. So you send this off to him. He knows like all the rules to colors and everything. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. So we'll definitely have to let him give it the Shuvo touch. Sweet, man. That looks good.
All right. I'll keep working on it. I got some ideas for how the profile should look.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, Francesco, you can respond just by talking. Like you don't have to go into the chat. Like you don't actually have to type it. Like just pull them up. Can you click on them, right?
Yeah. Someone is asking for putting the website of the company. So I don't know if you want to put the field. I think it's talking about a link. It's necessary to learn front end first before learning back end. Not necessary, but I would say that you should understand how the API works. So not the whole front end or back end, but maybe a good video about the API at least. Also some couple of tries.
Yeah,
Why? What is this site for? We don't know, to be honest. But it's I think we are creating an application, a website to connect the developer advocates, so developer relations, and help them to be more connected with adding some functionality that probably will fail miserably. But this is what we are trying to do.
Yeah, hey, I love that you said that though, Francesco. We don't know. We're probably going to fail, but it doesn't matter. That's the whole point. Too many people get so sold on their ideas and get let down when they don't work. We're just testing things out. But yeah, I like that you said that. I just want to acknowledge that.
I also love that in the chat people are helping each other. When this happens, I really like that. Like Kader said, like I think front-end acknowledge, not necessarily before back-end. So I like this. In case the user, yeah. I like what you're saying, Mahmoud. But of course, we are still on the we're not in an early stage. Like I don't know, we are in embryonal stage, very first stage. So we are. I think that one of the problem is that if you focus too much on details when you're trying to structure something, and then at some point,
usually you end up building out multiple versions of this. Like I'll build out one version and then I'll go and clean it up again, make it functional, do that kind of stuff. But
and of course, if you go live, then it will be harder to add fields, columns. But until you don't go live, I mean not live stream, but live with your product, it's you can do all the changes you want. You should make all the changes you want. Centralize, tests, and see. Of course, we could. I think we can stay like weeks about error handling, for example, in the insert in the DB, for example. What if someone doesn't add a field, all the fields that are optionals? Of course.
Hey, I just thought of an idea for social links. Instead of adding a set parameter, I mean, let's say a new social network comes out. What if we just made that its own table and then let people specify a new social network if they want to add one? Basically, make it a many-to-many field. I think that would work.
Like social with a link, you mean? No?
Yeah, so it'd be you get the icon, you get the link, and yeah, I guess that's it. And then you would just link that to profiles, which would have socials. How many people in the stream do we have? We got 55 right now. Nice. Yeah, I think I'll do that. I'm just going to do socials as a many-to-many field. And if this is an issue, then I'll just deal with that later. Do any of you know how to add music into a stream, Francesco? I know you do that.
In StreamYard, there is now a new section for music. So you can just click that button and see if that is automatically played. There should be on the brand tab at the end, there should be like some music. You click on something and you leave it like that.
In StreamYards?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know how to, so you go into brand, right?
I think, I can't remember now. Check. Do you see
music right here?
Yeah.
You hear that?
Yeah. Let's go.
Yeah.
A banger.
That sounds terrible. I'll do lo-fi.
They're all terrible. But, this is an MVP. I hope the streamer will add something more because the only decent is the rock one. But
yeah. If that's too loud for anyone, let us know. I mean, I think it's pretty quiet. Does that bother you guys?
No,
I think it's okay. No, it's okay. Leave it like leave this one. Okay. So you're defining all the classes here, all the tables.
Yeah. So I'm basically turning everything we have in Draw SQL into the actual database. Let me turn down the music a little bit. Yeah. So I'm basically just I built out the company. I'm making the profile. I made the reviews, social, and then I'll make the posts, comments, likes, messages, and threads. So that's kind of what our MVP would do. And then we have to basically allocate certain permissions to user types and so on. And then we can just make an API and actually make some requests. Like I said, I don't know what we'll get done. If you guys want to make this a continuous thing, we can work on it. Either way, I think Francesco and I will work on it at some point continuously, just because it kind of fits in what we're trying to do here. So, and I think it's a pretty sweet domain. Kados.
The domain is pretty good.
Yeah.
And nice. I made you guys
it will be the only good thing of this project.
That's because I'm -1 of the group.
You need one. At least one.
I saw somebody comment the image field. I just saw that. It's like image field, and I have to set a default. Because I still have to set up a static files.
Location models, Mahmoud, another Mahmoud, okay. So the Mahmoud are now image masters because two persons with almost the same name, almost. They're talking about the image. Okay,
I'll find it. So, quick trick, by the way, I have a bunch of GitHub repos projects that I worked on. So anytime I have a question here, instead of just looking it up, I usually just go to an old repo and see what I did with something. This little hack.
Yeah. By the way, will this be available, Dennis?
Sure. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, unless something crazy goes on the stream, crazy bad goes here, or crazy. Geez, I can't talk. Unless something bad happens, we're gonna leave it. Yeah, I think so. All right. So we have to do a default image usually. And at this point, I haven't set anything, so we'll just do an empty string. Then we're just going to do upload _2. And then we're going to set up a static files later. And then blank is going to be equal to true. And null is going to be equal to true. Sorry, Francesco, I just wanted to recap that. Then I'm going to reuse the same thing. Avatar.
Are you using GitHub Copilot? I think yes.
Me? No.
What is that? The suggestion?
I mean, it just auto-suggest. I think there was a...
Who is auto-suggesting?
Man, Francesco, I am so technologically ill-advanced. Tadas and I had a whole conversation on this, man. I don't know how to use Macs. I don't know how to make an Instagram post. Every time I make an Instagram post, I have to have my wife do it for me because I can't find the dang button. That's how bad I am.
You are the real boomer.
Yeah, Dennis, that's what I call him. He's the most boomer developer I know.
Notes wise, man. Notes, I do not take notes. I don't use Notion, none of that. It's usually my iPhone notes section or it's a legal pad. Like I was in a meeting yesterday talking with Shuvo to us. And this is like our design. Instead of like opening up a platform, like I'm drawing out like solutions.
I have a question, Dennis. Do you eat cooked meat, or do you just eat it like without cooking?
Sometimes, if the animal's still alive, we'll take a bite just to kind of see if I like it.
Nice.
There's a comment saying you don't use Notion.
I don't use anything, man. Like I said, if I can survive with a flip phone, I would. The only thing I need this phone for is my emails and YouTube. I use YouTube for podcasts and doing research. But if it wasn't for that, I would have a flip phone if I even had a phone at all. I don't like to be called. I don't text.
Hey, you never call me anymore.
Does Django have a link field? I was thinking about just making this like a string field, but even if it does, I don't think it really makes a difference. URL field, they do. Unless there's a downside, I'm just going to use a char field though.
Maybe test some checks. I don't know.
I'm going to leave it like this. We'll see. What's up? What are you laughing at, Francesco?
Yeah, I was laughing at the chat.
Making fun of me?
Jay Barrio said Todd is throwing shade. By the way, I think I'm done designing. I ran out of designer juice. I got nothing. This is as much as I got.
I like it. I like it, whatever it is, because there is my picture. So for me,
why do I feel like I've seen this before? It looks so familiar.
Okay. For me, it's okay. For me, it's okay. Tadas, whatever it is. Tadas is my favorite developer advocate.
Look, you said it, not me.
Hey, you guys met, right? You guys met in person in San Francisco.
Yeah. Yes, we did.
He's taller than how he looks.
I'm taller than the camera shows.
Yeah, taller.
What did I do here? Okay, lost
Tadas. Did you
just take off?
Did you kick him?
No.
He will rejoin, I think.
Coding face says Dennis, the oldest, youngest developer.
Tadas.
I was born for a different era.
Yeah, you get talking about my height pissed me off. I had to leave.
Oh yeah, you're tall, man. So that's you're like 6'5", right?
Nah, like 7 feet.
7 feet.
Yeah, just casual 7 feet.
All right.
Just kidding. I'm like 6'2" or 6'3", something like that.
Something like that.
I don't know. I think my license says 6'1", but I haven't updated that in 8 years.
If I would have been that tall, I would not be a developer. I would just sit in the volleyball training and playing. So it's good that I am shorter.
I used to play basketball when I was a kid, but then the Bulls didn't draft me, so I kind of gave up.
Django models has no attribute cascade. I know, it literally does.
Cascade.
Oh. Cascade. Okay.
Now, if he would have been the bugging is alone, this would have taken like 2 hours.
So I broke my own rule, and that is never blame the code. Anytime something happens, it's usually your mistake and not the system's. People always have a tendency to try to fight it. So I guess I broke my own rule. Okay, tags. Let me just create a tag real quick. So website, I'll just use the same link section and start repeating stuff because it's all in here already. No need to write it out again. And then this is going to be a mini to mini field. Right? Companies need tags. Is that correct? Or do they? Maybe genre or anything like that? Ooh, skills.
Tags.
Yeah, like is there any need for a company to add a tag? I don't think there is. Like an industry, maybe? Okay, and then a skill, I'm just going to make that kind of like the social thing. I'll just copy and paste this.
Then, of course, you should also guess my age, of course. I remember Tadasso was very young.
Yeah, Tadasso, you're a young buck.
I think he made a tweet, a poll about his age, and it was the
How old is he?
the youngest option. 16 maybe it's a bit too much.
Cody Face said he's like Tada's still growing in his hitting a growth spurt in his 30s.
I want to try to guess it.
He's 20, you're 26. 25, 26.
25.
25?
Oh, I got it right.
Yeah.
Damn, making me feel old. Dude, once I hit 27, because I'm 28 right now, but when I hit 27, I was like, I'm no longer in my early 20s or mid 20s. I am like upper 20s. I'm like, shh. Now things change.
Okay, so
to me, it was 24 and 27 hit me. Even though I totally don't fear aging. I love it, actually. I want to be.
Yeah. So what about my age?
Francesco, you're 34.
26.
Thank you to this. Let's go. I'll wait 2 minutes for the people in the chat.
36. Let's just go 36. I'll keep it safe there. I'm kind of cheating because I feel like I've heard you say it before, but I have no point of reference for it. All right, let's migrate this database.
Jay Barrio said he just turned 28 with 2 kids going on 3. Damn.
Okay, Pon Raja, I'll make a donation to you. He said 28. So I'll donate some money. I wish.
28 going on 3 kids. Yeah, man, I feel so weird around my dad because I have no kids. My dad at this age had like 6 kids already.
I have no kids, and
I can't look him in the eye, man. I'm like, I feel like half a man.
Nice.
Really, I don't have these misspells, and then I stream it. Okay, models. All right, let's see. Models.model.
Default upload, the logo, bio, website.
Okay, line 32. Just little things. Models. Oh, models.models.
It's model. There's one person 21 in the chat.
Oh, pillow. Yeah.
You know what like drives me not crazy, but is super impressive to me. You know how there's like all these people on Twitter that we probably know, like Pratham and everybody.
Like a 16-year-old.
Avnish, Savio.
Yeah.
13, 14. I was playing hide and seek until I had 14.
Yeah, and I'm like, wow, these guys are doing stuff that like I'm just getting to like around now. Like, I'm just learning about it now, and these kids already are like building awesome projects and stuff like that.
I think no. Max length through. Then
yeah. I was supposed to set a size, so the issue here was I copied and pasted a different field. So
what's the max? What's the max length? Yes, basically you said.
Yeah. See.
By the way, I'm almost 39. I'll be 39 in a couple of months.
39?
Almost.
It's the daily walks.
What's your secret? Yeah, there you go.
But I haven't coded for so long, so this is why I look younger, of course.
You didn't start when you were in we didn't start when we were 13, so we still look young.
Yeah. I was running, doing martial art, but then at some point I started learning JavaScript. That was my course, the course of my body.
It reminds me of Florence tweet yesterday.
What was it?
Stream for a second.
It was
my computer.
Let's see. This one right here says, "Who said coding is hard?" Florin, 26 years old. And then I commented and I said, "So easy." Dennis, 28 years old. I use that app.
The one with yes.
Yeah. So I let my wife know what she's looking forward to in my 90s. Oh, I didn't show that. What the heck? I was pulling it up on my other screen.
Put image of the stream and tag you guys up on Twitter. Learning in public. Yeah, Harikishan TK. For me, is a yes. Take the screenshot now, Harikishan. There's also Foreign Pop.
Yeah, and tag Foreign Pop in there too.
Yeah,
you're on
Florin 26, and this is what I posted right here. I said, so
it's very credible, this picture.
You saying like accurate?
No, I mean, yeah, it's credible. It's,
All right, let's see.
There's a question saying, "Hey guys, how hard is it for a literature grad to get into coding?"
Thoughts? I mean, I don't think your past job has anything to do with it.
I mean, I was playing sports, so it's
yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah, I think from any field, it's as long as you're passionate about it and you work hard towards it.
Yeah, maybe you can also use your skill for documentation. I don't know how much this is related, but
yeah,
you will bring some skill from the previous job.
All right, so I'm just gonna run these imports real quick, and then set these to the admin panel, and then maybe just make like a quick API for it. This. All right, social.
I'm missing that now there is not the siren of the fire alarm. I started to miss that.
Oh yeah. They finally left me alone. I went down there and I talked to them, and they're apologizing. They were actually supposed to do it yesterday, so that's why I kind of planned the stream for today too. And they just lied to me for some reason. Social and skill. All right, so let me just rethink this real quick. So if we go back in here, we got our profile. We haven't done post yet. We have company. Okay, so we still need to do company or review, post, comment, like, message, and thread. All right, let's just keep going with that. All right.
There's a comment from self-taught developer. He says he has 1 year experience now in software engineering. It is normal that I feel like I'm not growing. So I'm wondering whether that 1 year is like within a company or whether that 1 year experience is learning on your own. Because sometimes I think from my previous jobs, like working in a company, you do get a little bit like maybe, yeah. But I brought this up to my boss before. Like I want some more challenges, and usually, like he will help you out with that.
Yeah, I agree there. I just want to quickly thank this super chat here. I really appreciate that. Never expect super chats. I always appreciate them though when they come in. That's awesome. Yeah, to answer that, can I jump on what Tadas said? I actually remember that too. My first year was actually my biggest learning year because I was actually building out a project, but it actually got to a point where the project I built got so bloated. I think it was more after like year 2 that like I felt like I was just doing the same stuff, and I felt stale because I was like picking up nothing new. All I was doing was maintaining that project. So yeah, that's normal, and what helps is usually making sure you're always building something new or new features, learning something. You definitely won't feel stale after that.
Agreed. And if you're doing it, and if this is learning like on your own, I would just either build projects that build more projects and more like, I guess, complicated projects. Maybe if you're building the same like just UI stuff, maybe learn a little bit of backend, or build projects that are
something you haven't done before, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm trying to figure out how to set up the post type. I know I'm creating a tuple here to be able to create like a drop-down menu, but I'm just going over an old repo from my GitHub account. I know I did it here recently. I just don't feel like...
You have such an itchy head, huh?
Yeah, it's funny. I took that screenshot by accident, and then I just kind of laughed because I couldn't figure out why white looks so bad in a video, and then I just left it because I don't like having too serious of a profile picture. So I was like, screw it. Let's just do something funny. Here, let me just look it up.
I don't know if you read if you read the message about Jay Berrios. Benisavi, here is $10 for your anti-aging cream. Keep it sexy, bro.
Appreciate that. Coconut oil, though, that's their cheapest anti-aging cream. Coconut oil and sleep, even though I don't get the sleep part. All right, let's see. So this is how real developers do it. We go to Stack Overflow, and then we just copy.
Such a shame.
Yeah. Why do the work yourself? It doesn't make any sense.
Don't give away our secret.
No, I know what it's like. I just don't feel like...
Cut that part after the live stream. Cut
yeah,
that part after the stream.
I just knew it was a tuple and then something like this, so I'm just going to go ahead and update the options. And I think the first option was the actual value, and the second option was a string value of that. Yeah. Francesco, you know Python, right?
A while. I haven't coded Python for a while, but I've used that in the past.
So what are our post type? We had collab,
job and default on general. I don't know. Collab and job.
Should we just call it a social post for now?
For which one?
The third option instead of general, or what do you think? Do you think general is better?
I would say default, but or maybe I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like somebody might not know what default means, right? Like,
but they don't. I feel like they don't.
Yeah, but from the UI, you don't. Basically, you have nothing. But I don't know.
This is why you can't have a democracy. I just get outvoted every time. I don't like it.
Because he just like, I mean, they shouldn't, like, by default, like, they shouldn't have to select anything, and they might not even probably see any options, right?
Yeah. Let's see. I think that was a char field. I just put away that. I think it was char field, though. Let's see. Char field, and then I can do options, and I think this will work right here. And then default. So to people that worry about forgetting code, I have no idea what I'm doing here. I feel like I can remember how to do this, but I feel like I just select options and then go default and then select one, which is index 2, because I'm grabbing this one, and let's see if this works. Oh, maybe I just misspelled options. All right. Let's just see this. I'm actually moving to Vegas tomorrow. Got to start packing at some point. Got to get my oil changed and all that because I'm driving the car across the U.S. for most of it.
You're leaving tomorrow and you haven't started packing?
Well, we're putting the house up on Airbnb, so I don't have to like pack this stuff right here. I'm literally throwing clothes and that's it in my computer.
It's exciting.
Yeah.
That's
Choices,
like
that's
that's
I feel like
what,
a vagabond.
That's like a 10-hour drive
To Vegas? No, it's further than that. It's going to be about 3 or 4 days, I think. Yeah.
3 or 4 day drive.
Yeah, not looking forward to it. Oh, max length. Okay. Yeah, I mean, we're gonna, like I said, we just need to grab our stuff, and I have my car here, so I do have to bring that also. 1,000. All right, let's see. Cross our fingers. Cool. Partially working. All right, let's check the admin panel. You guys getting bored with me yet?
I just don't know what you're doing. Looks like it would be a lot easier with Firebase.
Yeah, well, I kind of like the ORM though. It might be a pain to set up a little bit, but
Nah, I think like in terms of
functionality.
Yeah, like this is definitely like a very like important skill to have.
I think Django is like the number 2 or 3 used framework out there. It's the number 1 for Python. It's definitely popular.
But in general, just like understanding like databases and stuff, because I think one of the biggest problems that I see with people like just starting with Flutter or Firebase or anything like that, where it's super simplified. Like if you do end up going to a job where like you actually need to understand what's going on, unless you really dug deep, unless you were really diligent about like diving deep into what's actually going on, you might struggle.
I know people use Firebase, but how scalable is it? I know a lot of people have complaints about the price point and all that, but
speaking from zero experience of scaling a project, I think it's relatively scalable. I don't know. Yeah. I haven't built anything huge where I've had to pay anything, so.
Got you. By the way, I created that drop down. So when you're creating a post later on, obviously from the front end, we'll do this, but we have the post, and what I forgot to do was connect the post to a user. So I probably should do that first. Oh, I accidentally opened up OBS. I don't want to do that. You guys bored yet?
I'm always bored. No worries.
What can I do, Francesco, to get you involved here? I'm trying to, because I can't do anything until we're actually pushing this. I'm trying to.
No problem.
By the way, pitch your company, man. If you want, feel free to do that. Any projects, whatever, your daily.dev stuff. By the way, can you explain that again? Can you I know I asked it in the chat, and it's some kind of collaboration thing, but I see it everywhere, and I'm like, I have no idea what the heck it is. Like, it still doesn't make sense to me, other than it's some kind of like thing that gets people's social profiles and posts, like kind of like keeps you updated.
Okay, if I would have just 50 characters or 3 seconds to explain it, it's like I would say blog aggregator. So this is the very minimal, like the poor definition. So just to have an idea. So what it gets, basically, it gets sources like hashnode dev.tool, which is a blog.
So it's like an API to them, right?
Other sources, the sources feed, RSS feeds.
Okay.
And then it selects basically on our on tags. We present the product. You can have your profile. You can create also some gamification. So you can create your dev card with all the articles that you have read. So it's basically a tool, free tool for developers just to stay updated. Something super simple.
Basically just pulling in these feeds and letting you know what's going on in the world.
This is in
the dev world.
Yeah. This is the core idea. Now we're adding something. We're adding the mentioning. We will do more social stuff. So this is the minimal definition. Just to basically you have your feed. Basically, instead of jumping between all the blogs that you think that are available, or checking all the profiles,
are you able to filter? Are you able to filter them? Let's actually look it up. It's daily.dev.
App.daily.dev. It's browser extension, or there is also an app.
Really? So I can't just use a site like that.
App.daily.dev. This is the extension. As you can see, 100,000 of users, which is not bad.
And you open a new tab, and then it's perfectly right there.
Open a new tab, and you have this one.
Keep it.
I think you can keep it. I think.
Keep it.
For the video, I'll keep it. Okay, so.
And
wow, that's actually pretty cool. So you pretty much log in. I mean, I can see it being distracting, but that's not like anything else isn't distracting.
Mm-hmm. You can set up your feed, and you can.
So like if can I see a Twitter post here? Like if someone posts something on Twitter related to tech,
it's blog articles.
Okay, so
and it redirects to the current article.
I see.
That's it.
Which programming language?
But
I just put out a post on this yesterday.
The thing is that you can also see yourself here probably. The thing is that you can define your feed, so you can define the tags. So you
can customize
or whatever. Pattern or whatever.
Cool. What's their optimization? What's their monetization strategy?
Just some
features,
some ads. That's it. If you check that, it's just it has an ads sometimes. That's it. For the user, it's super light for the user.
All right, I'm going to try to make a like right now, so we'll just go ahead and pass on this. And I'm trying to remember the like structure. Let's see, a like would be probably a many-to-many field, because you could do a one-to-many. So a user can like a post, but a post can only have one like from a user. Yeah, I think many-to-many would probably be the best. So let's do this.
What is MDOs? Okay.
Yeah, I learned
I was not sure. I was not sure that it was models.
You learned database design from Caleb Curry. That guy was a godsend when it came to this. Saved my ass. Okay, let's just do value. All right, so we can just do. We're not going to allow a dislike, so it's only just going to be a like. That's it. Yeah, so there is no value, right? I don't think there's any. I need to look this up. Just pulling up my Slack. All right. What is it? I'm not looking for a database model. I need to see how to design the like data model. I think there's just going to be no value there at all. Like, there's no reason, right? Like, because if it's an up and down vote, then I can do up or down. Should we add it as an up and down vote or no? Instead of likes?
I think they are two different concepts. That's like a vote, a down vote.
I mean, if somebody makes a post that sucks, right? You just downvote it. I like the downvote idea. I'm a little bit disappointed that YouTube took away the dislikes.
Okay, yeah, maybe in that case I would call it upvote, but
let's just leave it like this. So at that point, you just burp, Francesco?
What?
No. All right, let's see.
Comment models. No, it's models.model.
Yeah, why do I keep doing that?
I don't know.
Okay, so we have a like's going to have an owner and then a post that it's related to. So this is going to be, how do we do this? No. Okay, so we need to know who it's attached to. So we need to know all the users' likes. Damn, I did this recently. I'm still, by the way, I'm going to work on a MySpace clone. I'm actually kind of excited for that. I'm purposely not allowed to.
I would sign up.
Me too. I had to pull up the old designs and everything. So to the owner. Oh, so Francesco, you can only, so there'll be a one-to-many relationship to you, right? Let's say if you're liking post, but to a post, I feel like it's many-to-many. So let's just do that. Let's do a foreign key here. So it's one-to-many, and then we'll just add the user. Let me just copy right here. And then the post, we can just go ahead and do likes right here. I want to go ahead and test this out. So likes would be many-to-many. Oh, and by the way, for anybody that doesn't know this hack in Django, if I'm adding a model here like, typically you would throw it in without a string name. But if the model is below, this is actually going to give me an error. So I just have to throw that in a string and that'll work. So basically it's going to say, oh, we don't know what like is. This is undefined because it's defined down here. Okay, so like is many to many. We have an owner. An owner can have multiple likes. Let me try this right now. Let's see it in the admin panel. Foreign key is not defined. I need like a dance. What's up?
So is this how you start every project, where you go like you build out the back end before you?
Depends. So what I usually do is I look at features. So right now, like we don't have that many features, so I know how to do everything. So I just want to start designing it. But typically I will start with the features that I don't know how to do. So like, let's say we're going to throw in something like Instagram stories, right? Like where you click through and watch videos. Like I have no idea how to do that. So I would start with that feature and I would just build out an application just to allow you to do that. And then I would see how that works. And then I'd build in all these components and then usually go into this structure right here. I might start with the design first if that's important, kind of like what we did with Figma. But it's usually features. That would be one, design and the actual look of it, and then the database, and then API, and then make it function. And usually this is done through a series of projects. Like I would make this happen, and then I would copy and paste the code, and then start over again, and then just kind of take out what I don't need, what broke on it, and so on. Yeah, I know everyone has their own style, but that's what worked for me because that was, I was learning the first time I ever built an application, and it was huge, and I just had to like make multiple iterations of it.
What was your first application that you built?
That one that I sold.
Yeah.
The first big one, I guess. My first actual website was a Wix website. That was another one that I sold.
What do you think about like no code website builders?
If they can make you money, do it. I'm all for it. I don't ever use them. I feel very limited in most cases, and I haven't found a use case, but I'm the type of person that's the same thing with programming languages. Like, do whatever the heck works. If it makes you money, then do it. Or if you enjoy it. All right, so we're going to have a user. Right now we have Dennis is going to post a job. You want to work with me?
There you go.
Yeah. I would not reply to this one, but okay.
All right. And then I need to add in a like. Okay, so you won't be able to do it from here, but what's going to happen is in the API, we're going to... Hold on. No, dang, I don't think we need a like model. No, we don't need it at all. That's right. Okay, so likes would just be users then, because we're not up and down voting, so I actually don't need this. I'll just comment it out, and then likes would be users, because all you're doing is adding a user as a like, correct? Like Francesco, if you like a post, I would just throw you in here.
Yeah, maybe this is what I said at the beginning, but because I wasn't sure, Dennis. But maybe I want to, I don't know, when I click, if I want to know the people who liked the post, can I get the list of the users?
Yeah.
The user IDs.
Yeah, you would just get a list of user IDs, correct? And I guess if I had, depending on how I structure the API, I could just get the actual user profiles.
Let's keep it simple for now.
All right, let's just throw in a user. Okay, what did I do here? So this is what happens.
Post likes, you have to remove it.
I see. Okay. Likes. So basically what's happening is I'm already using the user model. So I think I have to do like related name or something like that. Give me a second. So I have this Mumble project that I worked on, and we actually created this exact system, but I need the Mumble backend. Again, this is where having old repos helps. So Mumble API. Okay, so let's see. How did I do this? Because we created a voting system. Feed models. So voter rank. I think we did related name. Here we go. Let me just copy this right here. I think that'll work. So if I do related name will be, let's see. Like, I think. Likes. If we got any Django developers that see what I'm doing and have a solution, then fix this one for me if you can. Yeah, I don't think we need the through because that's a vote, because we actually needed to create a model for the vote before, because it was we actually needed to hold a value for that vote, like up or down vote. There we go. That's better. Okay, so now, go ahead. You got to run?
Say I'm about to jump off in a second here. I'm getting hungry, and I don't want this to turn into like one of your 24-hour streams where...
Sit your ass down to us.
Huh?
You're not going anywhere. Sit your ass down.
Yeah, end up going hungry for 24 hours in a row.
Man, those happen so spontaneous. So I get into it and I can't stop. I just kind of feed off of it. It's usually how a work session goes. Okay, real quick to us. So here we go. We have a post. You want to work with me, and then let's say you were logged in. You would click like, and then it would grab your user ID, and then it would add you as a many-to-many field. So right here we can see Tadas liked it, and then if I want to like my own post, for people that do that, you can like your own post. And there we go. So we added the like structure. We need to throw in comments and so on. But yeah, man, go ahead. You can run with us.
Yeah, it looks good.
Yeah, thanks for joining, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, it looks like you guys got a good start on it, and you got that cool website design I built.
Yeah,
just give it to someone who knows how to actually design websites, and I feel like they'll see my vision into something that actually looks good.
Now we can see if Coding Phase has any liquidity to invest in our app here. Yeah. We're estimating our values at about 150 grand right now. So go ahead and let us know what you want to buy.
Yeah, and it's going up quick.
Maybe we can talk to Elon Musk about this.
Yeah, Dennis, you can sell just the 10% of the project now. Like you give just $500, you have 10% of the project.
There you go. For 10%, that's what's 10% of 150. Why can't I do the math? That's 15,000. Yeah, 15. Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
All right, you guys have a good time.
Right.
Good luck with the Kados.dev.
Take care. Well, I will make sure to have our founders meeting soon and set our percentages, so you'll be out of that.
All right, sounds good. See you later.
Cool. Take care. All right, Francesco.
I can't do the Figma stuff, by the way, just to help you here. And no, I'm. This is great. I don't know all this Django stuff, but it seems great. Maybe, I don't know, when you feel confident, we can just try to connect this maybe with a DB.
Yeah. How do you want to do that? You want to try Postgres right now? I would actually love to do that. I know we have really nothing special here, but I could convert this into an API.
Maybe, yes. Maybe we can convert this to an API and try with a Postgres instance. And yeah, maybe yes.
Sure. What do you want to do then? You want to start setting it up on your side? I've never done the Docker stuff, so if you want to try to walk me through that.
Let's do this. Try to make so these are just the tables, let's say, so the admin part. So now you think you should create an
API,
an API, so an application, a backend application. So try to make this. Then maybe I think we can open the repository, GitHub repository, and I can try to do some stuff. I can see if I can Dockerize it.
Do you want to start working on that part right now while I'm building out the API? Because I can start doing that right away.
Whatever. About what?
Let's just start on both. Like I said, it's not a tutorial. I mean, we're trying to show people everything, but if you want to start setting up the Docker stuff.
For the Docker stuff, I really just need the
repo or what?
Your application.
Oh, yeah. Really? Oh, shoot. Okay, let's do that quick.
Yeah. So just make the GitHub repo and let me work a bit on the Docker stuff.
Yeah, sure. Let's do that right now.
I don't think that you have Docker installed, right?
Yeah, no, I don't.
Okay, it's not a problem.
All right, so I'm going to make the repo, push it to you, add you. Should we keep it as a private repo or a public? Because I wouldn't mind letting people jump in it unless that messes you up. Pretty sensitive information.
Whatever you... I don't think we have... I don't know, whatever.
We'll make it public. Yeah.
Let's make it public for now.
Yeah, so whoever wants to. Let's see, live stream code or something like that. Yeah, so we'll make it public.
He asked, will it be open source?
Sure. I mean, if it turns into anything, yeah. Let's see. All right.
Okay. And then send the link. You can also send the link in the chat. Of course, for now, we're not accepting PRs, I think. But if you see some typos or something, at least I think people can have a look. Hey, Padoma, how's it going? So I'll try.
Oh, I didn't set the stream or the origin. Give me a second. Where did that go?
I think you are not sharing your screen. I don't know if this is intentional.
Oh, my bad.
No, because
all I did was
we went in podcast mode, but
yeah. So all I did was just initialize the GitHub repo, and then push the code, made a commit, and I'm just gonna push it.
I think at once you jumped in one of my live streams and you said like, "Francesco, you're not sharing your screen." It was like I've been like 20 minutes without sharing my screen.
Did you've done that, or I've done that in your stream?
I still remember that.
All right, so I pushed it. You refresh it. I'll just send it over in the chat. That's the repo.
Okay. What is in the chart?
Okay, so I'm gonna keep working on it then. Do what you got to do. I'll start making the API. So I just want to make sure the database is finished up. So I might start going faster here. I'm getting limited on time, but profile, post, comment, good.
And if it works, of course, I can also run a mini Docker tutorial. We said this like 2 years ago, Dennis.
I know. That's what I'm saying. It's been some time. You and I, we streamed twice, but we've never done this. No, 3 times actually. All right, comment. What does a comment need? A comment needs the timestamp and the body. So we're just going to go ahead and steal the body from this. It also needs an owner and a post to be connected to through many fields. All right. Is Joe Santos still in here? Code and Face? I chatted with him for a while.
Wait,
I was honored when he's in my chat here.
GitHubs. You know that in Italian, divano, it's coach. So if I read the Divanov, it's funny for me.
Oh, the Ivanov, the username?
Divano is a coach. Yes.
Gotcha. All right, so we have the owner, post, created. Make sure we get the timestamp, and then we get the string name.
So to run the project here, I don't have the dependencies.
Oh yeah, give me a second. Let me push those right now. Should I just tell you, or should I just do that right now?
I have a base and a CADOS folder.
Give me a second. Let me do that right now. So
requirements. I think I know how to do that. I think I know how to do that.
But you need them, right? Like you still need them for me.
Let me but I think there was pip freeze.
Yeah, but you don't have them though. Like you need them in my requirements.txt file. So because you don't know what's in there. Yeah, give me a second. So we'll just do pip. Actually, let me clear this.
Pip freeze in the file. Okay. Let's do a git pull. Do also requirement. You made a typo. Git requirements is spelled wrong.
Of course. Requirements. Yeah. Right, let me just delete that other file real quick.
Can you?
Always check the status. Git commit. I'll just do dash. I don't feel like explaining. I do that so much. I'm like, I really have to explain for us.
I mean, then it's not, nobody's watching, so we can do this. No problem.
Nobody's watching. We have 8 people watching. All right, I just pushed it into the master branch.
Okay, done. I have the requirements. So so now I'll do some stuff in the meanwhile. I'll try to take a look at the chat. I'm happy, Dennis, that finally we have been doing this.
Do it more, man.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just going to register the comment, and you'll have your API here in a second. So,
do you have any specific port? I use 8000.
Yeah, 8000. Let's see. What do I need to do for the API? So I need to install Django REST framework. I'll use that, and let's just list out profiles. I probably should set up static files too, but I can do that later. Someone's asking, hey, through models, important. Is important. do that as M2M field. Yeah, I probably should, but here's the thing. If you're still in the chat, there's no value to the like. Like there's no up or down vote. Maybe I still could do that to hold more information.
Yeah.
But at this point, I don't see any reason to have an intermediary table.
I think it's very important to reach an MVP. So what's the core feature of this? This is not Reddit. We are focused on the profiles, maybe the messages. So for now, it's okay.
Yeah.
It's very important to, otherwise you will never get an application done in your life.
All right, so I'm just going to install the Django REST framework, get that API set up, and I still have to set up the URLs. So, I need to do a pip freeze too. Requirements.txt. Cool. All right, what do I need to do here? Okay, so in settings, I need to add the Django REST framework. Some space. Okay, set up the URLs here. I think what I'm going to do is create a section for the API in its own folder. Not rename, but we'll just, because there's different ways to do this. So we just want to kind of keep our project or our application and our API separate. Just kind of thinking out loud here. And I need URLs and views and serializers. That's one of those words I can't say or spell. I have like a collection of words that I just can't pronounce being bilingual. I remember getting made fun of it as a kid. I'm like, you know what? I speak 3 different languages. It's already hard to memorize one. This music's not horrible.
Maybe you can change it. You can put.
No, I'm saying it's not horrible. Like I can deal with it. It's not the worst, you know. Sometimes you should get crap music if it's just default stuff.
It's okay. Okay.
So the root URL, it's going to be port 8000, and then you go to API. So that's what I'm going to start it at. Let's see in the chat. Am I not working in the virtual environment? Ah, crap. That sucks. Whatever, I'll update that later. That's fine. Okay. I might have just added a crap ton of files. Yeah.
Okay.
Wow. That.
Sorry, to do the manage. So are we using manage PI run server?
Yeah. So it's Python manage.py run server.
Yeah. But in which folder do we use this?
You do that from the base folder.
From
go
the
into
base.
the project. Yeah. So CD into the project. So it would look like this. You'd go into Autos.
Yeah. No, I'm just.
Okay. All right, I'll fix up the requirements later, Francesco. I know I just installed a crap ton of stuff. I didn't realize that.
But are the requirements correct or not?
Can you? What do you see in there? Actually, let me go to the repo because I think I might have made that mistake after. So. I mean, no, they're kind of correct, but you're going to install a bunch of stuff you don't need. So let me fix that. I actually did that. Yeah.
Yes, I think that you have. Okay, please. Okay, so I'll wait for you to fix it.
Okay, so yeah, virtual.
But maybe I can do.
I for some reason thought VS Code activated it by default. Okay, virtual env scripts activate. Wait, is it because I'm using the?
But I think this is the default Django stuff. Let's see the requirements.
Trying to figure out what the heck I'm doing here. PowerShell.
Maybe you can just do pip freeze-l requirements.txt.
Here.
Because here I see too many dependencies.
Yeah.
But the requirements are them in the right folder, in the root folder.
Oh, I kept doing virtual env scripts activate. I was just running the wrong command. I'm sure somebody caught that. You installed. So it's env scripts activate. I think that's what I was doing. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so we're gonna do pip install Django. I think we're already pip install pillow. 1 second, Francesco. Sorry, it's not.
No problem.
Working. I think I can do this from the command prompt.
Mm-hmm. I think this is very important if you want to have this as a public repo. Okay.
There we go. Okay, so pillow and then pip install Django REST framework.
Okay.
Pip install Django.
Oh.
Okay, Python. Okay, then we'll just do pip freeze.
Check the requirements.txt.
Yeah, let me just clear them real quick.
Yeah, can you try pip freeze-l, or do you know what is the difference?
I'm actually not sure.
I don't know Python, but for me, because I made -l, I think you get just the local dependency.
Pip freeze -l like this. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. The same number.
Must have added all this stuff into the virtual environment. I think that's kind of the issue.
Okay.
All right. Let me think. Let me just set up a new virtual environment. I'm just going to restart this. Give me a second. We'll clear this out and we'll start the virtual environment fresh. I know this is not the right way to do it, but we're live streaming and I need to make sure it happens quick.
Yeah, we went too fast into code, which is the default. It's the default mistake.
Yeah, I feel like it's Stodas's fault for distracting me. Pip freeze -r.
-r maybe.
That's pip install usually like that, right?
No.
Man, I've been working. Yeah, I've been writing too much JavaScript code. I'm completely.
No. Pip freeze -r is to put that in the requirements.txt file.
That's how you install them. Okay. Let's open this back up.
Sudo rm-rf-env. Maybe you remove the env. Virtual env.
So virtual env, that's what I'm going to call it. I'm going to do env scripts activate. Install Django. Let's try running a pip freeze just to see if we have everything. Yeah, I see everyone's finally calling out the env part. Joseph says you can't hear any music. Is that just us?
No, I can.
How about the audience? Maybe it's just the audience. Maybe that's only plays it for us.
No, I don't think so. Maybe yes. Maybe when you share the screen, you should also activate share also the audio.
You think so?
You should stop sharing your screen. When you share your screen, you should add. I think that's very bad of StreamYard.
Yeah, it's annoying. Let me add that share
so
screen.
We have been just listening to music, just the two of us.
All right, now let us know if you can hear music. Yes, I can't hear any music. Okay. How about now? Let's see. All right.
Okay.
Let's do pip install Django.
Okay, it looks better. Just for parse this data.
Django REST framework.
I can hear the music. Perfect.
Awesome. Okay. And we're gonna do pip install. Did you just eat before this, Francesco? You're burping like a machine.
Yeah, just before.
Okay.
You're just getting started.
Well, that makes sense. Then for the comments, because we're good developers, we don't say anything. We just do dash.
I haven't seen anything. I was looking at the chat, Dennis. I haven't seen your commit message.
I didn't put anything in there. All right, you should now have the updated repo.
Okay.
Hold on a second. Damn it. Okay, give me a second. I need to run a pip freeze again.
Okay.
See, when you start messing up, you start going on a...
The problem is never the API, the front end. It's always this kind of problem. The configuration and stuff. Someone also they suggested also to do something like Gitpod or something else or dev environment. It depends. Depends also on how much you code, for example. Now I'm coding less since I'm doing more stuff, more content stuff. When I was just a pure developer, I was coding a lot.
All right, so you have that, Francesco? I'm just going to go ahead and...
Trying now.
Yep. Let me just finish up this API. Okay, so I'm going to need to pull up the Django REST framework. Documentation. Yeah, let's just let's finish up here. Let's get this API working, Dockerize it, and then we should be good to go. Damn, I have way too many tabs open. I need to close out a few. I can close this one.
Let's see.
Draw SQL. Just close that. Okay. Let's see. All right, cool. Let's get back to it.
That's the sorry. The manager file is at the root level, right? Not in the base. The manager.py.
Yeah, it's in the root level, not the base. Yeah.
Okay. Because you say the okay.
I'm just going to use class-based views. I'm going to import API view and response. So let's just copy this. I don't feel like typing that out. Go into base API views. We'll just call this one get routes. This will just be a list of routes here. What kind of routes are we going to have? We're just going to do users probably, right? Users and posts. Yeah, let's just do that. So we'll do.
I think we have a problem here. Module object is not iterable.
In the Django error?
Yes. But I do try to how do you run this project? Manage.
Hey, let's share. You want to share your screen? Let me just see what's going on.
Yes.
What do you think about Fast API? Seems like a very simplified platform. I have not used it.
Let me share my screen. So the screen is this one. I don't know if you can you see it.
You add it to the stream. Okay.
Okay, so I was trying to add Docker file and a Docker Compose. So, okay, so basically I'm doing the same thing that I would do even without this, okay? So the thing is that I tried to run like this command, just to make it super simple, and I get this error. Let me show you. See if maybe you understand what's the problem here. Exception in thread, Django main thread, traceback, file user. Which kind of
Yeah, I think I know the error. Yeah, give me a second.
But do you have the same error on your side?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Okay, so in that case,
I think so because I think what happened was I didn't set up the URLs. So I set up the
maybe you can share your screen again now. Otherwise, people get confused. This is my screen.
So if you can, go ahead and go to urls.py inside of Kado's folder.
url.py. Okay.
And then just comment out that second path right there. Just throw in
this one.
Yeah, it's a pound symbol to comment in Python.
Okay.
And then that should work.
And if it works, I can also explain a bit of what's going on.
Yeah, it's working.
Okay, it seems that it's worked.
So essentially, I'm pointing the URLs to. If you scroll down to the comment, you want to scroll up?
Sorry, Anis. What's the address, the URL?
It's port 8000, so it should be.
Yeah, 8000 is then admin. Okay, what worked?
Found it. There you go.
It worked. This is super cool. Okay, but do you have a password here?
Yeah, I'm not going to share that publicly. I actually used somewhat of a real password. So what you can do is just go ahead and open up a new terminal and run python manage.py, create super user all as one word.
Okay, so but no, 1 second, because I'm just using Docker, so I was just using this with this command.
Here, okay.
No, just tell me what would you like to run?
So python manage.py, create super user all as one word.
Okay. Better.
So, but you're actually going to have to fill in like the username and password.
But on the command line.
Yeah. Like, look here, I'll show you.
Okay.
Oh, here, let me share my screen. Yeah.
No, but for now we can also continue on yours. This is just to see. No, but for me it works. So we
I don't think we need to. Yeah, let's keep going.
We can keep working on yours. Then no worries. But
cool.
Pretty sure that it works.
And JDevs is asking which platform I'm using for streaming. It's StreamYards.
I'm also a proud user of
StreamYards.
StreamYard Pro. That gets me like $500 per year. When we will build something like that, then so we will get super rich. It's interesting, this create user. Can also be a tutorial maybe on how you can
create a user with Django.
No, I mean like you with Docker you create like the build for the development with the create user and the build for production. Interesting. How is it going in the chat? To create super user in Docker, Django, and
why did it take out my bookmarks?
Which bookmarks?
Oh, I always bookmark this port right here. I guess I could just do control and then click that.
But you don't have the bookmarks?
I did earlier, but once I added in the dev2o thing, it might have just thrown it off. I'll fix it. Okay, I need to add in a decorator here. API view. So we're only going to allow GET requests. Let's create a list. Yeah, man, I'm so up to do more streams like this. Definitely need to get to this. Okay, so we created our first API call. I can push this to you, but right now we have a route for users and a route for post. So what I'll do is...
Do you need the password to test this or not?
No. Just go... Well, you don't have it right now. I can push it to you, but what you're going to do is go to port 8000 like you have right here, and then just type in API, and it's going to give you a page that's just going to show you the routes. So what I'm going to do now is actually go into the database and grab all the users and all the posts. In fact, let's just start with the post and maybe we can leave it there. So I first need to create a serializer. So from Django or from REST framework. I just want to make sure we get this done today then. REST framework serializers, I believe. I don't know how the hell I remember all these commands. I think I've just done it so much now. Model serializer. Then we're going to create a serializer. To anybody that doesn't know, I mean, actually, I don't know. I don't feel like explaining serializers. I figured I was just going to explain it, but it's not a tutorial. All right, we're going to call this post serializer. If you want to know what it is, just ask, and then we'll talk about it. But yeah, Francesco, I'm just grabbing the actual post and turning it into JSON data.
No, I get what you are doing.
No, but let me explain.
No.
I'm just teasing you, man.
I'm joking. I'm joking. But but the way it's a good refresher.
Yeah.
So we are doing this kind of stuff because we want the data in JSON format, right? Also.
Yeah, so it's Python data. So they're in Python, it's going to be dictionaries or query sets, which are basically dictionaries. But we want to make sure.
How do you do like the print of the model? How
do I output it or what?
Do you output like?
I serialize it and then it turns into JSON data, and then that's how. Yeah, it's just JSON data. So this right here, this class will basically turn it into that, and then.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not sure if I got the question, but yeah. So let's just go ahead and create a route for that. So we first need to import from.
Jabarius said that we are still here. Of course, you donated, so we have to stay other 4 hours. I hope it was you.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. Oh god, this is nothing for a stream. I've done the 12-hour streams, and I'm still trying to sum up the courage to get a 24-hour.
No, I think my max is just 7 hours, but it was on Christmas Eve. I don't know if this.
And nothing better to do on Christmas Eve, man.
On Christmas Eve, I made 7 hours live stream on Twitch.
Wow.
On Twitch.
So
I mean, without interruption. Because with interruptions, of course, you can make like.
Oh yeah, well, if you're not
in 1 hour stop, you can even go for 20 hours. Okay.
Turn response.
All the stuff.
Serializer.data. Okay, so give me a second. Let me serialize these posts. So we'll get all of the posts. We'll just do post.objects. All. Serializer is equal to post serializer. I'm just going to push this code to you. I think we're only going to do this today. So we'll do posts, and many is going to be true because we want a query set or an array. Many is going to be true, and then serializer data. Okay, let me just make a URL route real quick, and I need to go to the different URLs file.
Posts.
Right. I spell that right? Yeah. Okay, so we can go to API/posts. What did I do here? Let's see. Model base API models.
Maybe you need API/posts. Maybe the slash these models.
So I'm importing from the base folder, getting the models, and I'm importing.
Okay.
I see what happened. Yeah. So it's just a file path. All right. So here we go. So if we make another post, so let's go ahead and go into the admin panel, and we'll just. Let's see. Let's just grab. We'll go to post, and we'll just say Francesco.
Yeah, must be selected in order.
I need more friends. This will be Francesco because I obviously work with us.
This is a super sad post. Probably you will get like 1,000 likes on Twitter or something like that.
So now if I refresh it, here we go. So we see the IDs to the likes here, and we can actually convert those into actual profiles. But here we go. So that's our API.
So likes is an array of user IDs.
Yeah, well, we can change that. We can change it to actually have user profiles. But yeah, this is fine. So so what I would do is create a user serializer, create that as a field. But at this point, what I want to do is make sure. So if you go to the home page. By default, if you just go to port 8000, you're going to get this ugly error. So I want to make sure you don't see this. So I think what I'm going to do is go into
maybe a fallback like routes.
Yeah. So let's just
I think I've done this in the past, but I can't remember. No, maybe routes with just a star, maybe a wildcard path.
So here, let's just.
Maybe
path. Let's just do this. A path to it. Yeah, that's what I'm here. Let's just do this. Let's just remove that, and then for the get routes, I'm just going to remove or I'll add in the prefix of API to it.
Okay.
Okay, so now if we go to the root URL, we're going here, and then if we go to API/posts, there we go. All right, cool. We are good to go. We got the API done today. Francesco, let's just finish up your part, and we are.
I'm already done with my part.
Yeah. Do you want the latest code though?
Yes, but I just have to update the git pull if you update your part. I think, at least I think that I'm done. But let's see. Try to commit. If you want, I can make a test off screen. I can cheat.
Right, let's go. Let's see. I guess it's up to you. I'll make sure
to pull it.
You want to switch to your screen. So Francesco's making a poll.
Okay. No, but we need to. Yeah, of course. Should. Okay. I don't know if you want me to type this again, but otherwise I think it's better if I just explain what is going on here. Okay. Okay.
No. Someone's asking if Francesco will do front end. No, you're just doing the Docker part. We might work on this. We'll probably end up doing this in a later stream and continue building out the application.
Yeah. Okay. So let's. Okay. So I don't know if you can see. Okay. Yes. Okay. So let's say. Okay. So Dennis has done this application in Python. Okay. So let's say that I am more a DevOps guy and and I know some Python, but I'm not like an expert in Python. So what I'll try to do is that I'll try to Dockerize this application. So what the hell does it mean? It means that basically I'll create something called an image that will contain all this file system, but also the configuration. So it will contain all the steps in order to run this application. For example, if you clone this, tell me if it makes sense, Dennis. Of course. For example, if I clone this application from Git, I should run something like that. But of course, I do this because I know Python. So probably you'll add a readme.md which says clone the project, do pip install .r. But let's say that I'm not a Python developer. I don't even know what pip is. Mm-hmm. Okay, and this is bad, of course, if you are developing. So what we'll try to do instead now, of course, usually when you create a Docker image, you start writing something which is called a Docker file. A Docker file is a file which is usually has, this is not a must, but this is not a default, but in Docker there are many defaults that you can change, of course. So you usually, for your first Docker file, you create a file called Docker file, capital D without extension. And a Docker file is basically a text file, simple text file, with some key value pairs. If you have the Docker extension on VS Code, you have also some cool tooltip here that says, for example, what these keys are doing, what are doing. Okay, so you start from this file and you need to define basically some steps to create what's called a Docker image. Okay, I've never said container so far because a container is an instance of an image. So if you
what's an image? Can I ask you that real quick? Because I'm thinking image.
Yeah, an image is a file that contains the code, the configuration, and the dependencies of a project. So it's not just code, but it's basically you can think about if you know the object-oriented programming, the image is like a class. And the container is an instance of a class. Of course, this is not really a class, but it's just to understand the logic. So, for example, from an image, you can run three instances, which are containers. Usually, this analogy works. Okay, so here in the Docker file, you write a set of instructions. Okay, so I'll go faster because, of course, this is not a tutorial. I've already written this because I've written this off screen. So usually, you start with a from key, which means that usually when you write a Docker image, you never start from scratch. You start from an existing Docker image. And if, for example, if I control click this, you can see that there is something called Docker Hub. And if you are familiar with GitHub, maybe you know what I'm talking about. So the Python team has created a Docker image from where you can start. So if you use a Python Docker image, which as you can see has been downloaded quite many times, you don't need the Python installed on your machine to run this code, to run this application. this sounds strange because the image will contain the Python Python program. Okay, and this is very powerful because, for example, let's say that I want to test a PHP project, but I don't want to install PHP on my machine. You can
install in a Docker container.
Exactly, you can do something like that. Okay, so I think this was another project. So EMB stands for environment, and I'm not sure, but I think that maybe you know this better than me. I think it's an option to run this Python without problems. I can't remember now. Probably someone in the chat, you know what is that. This was just an option, let's say, an option for this project. Then the work dir is basically just, let's say, a utility folder that you can define to don't have everything on the, I think you should go on the moderator stuff. There is someone who is spamming in the chat.
Is there? I don't see the chat.
Yeah, I'm explaining now. For sure, something.
If anybody wants adult dating, yeah, it's there. All right.
Why do you have so much fun? Okay, so basically the work there is to avoid to have your application on the root level of a file system. So usually you create a folder. Okay, so that's it. Then there is another very, very important command, which is the copy command. The copy command takes two parameters, a source and a destination. And you can copy folders, you can copy files. And for example, here I want to copy just the requirements.txt file. And this dot means here. So in this current file system, folder of the image file system. A Docker image as a file system, okay? I can also check this later. So this means that it will copy just the requirements.txt file, which basically contains all the dependencies that I want. Okay, so after this, we run something that probably you are very familiar with, but which is pip install -r requirements.txt. So this will install the dependencies. Okay, and this is a command that probably you will see a lot if you have to do with Docker. So this means basically copy everything inside the file system. So this command will copy everything which is here at the root of the Docker file at the same level where the Docker file is inside the image file system. So you think that you have like a box and we are copying stuff inside the image file system. Does it make sense? And the expose, it informs that we want to use this port. A little disclaimer: you don't really need this line, but it's good to have it to understand what's going on. Okay. Okay. Now, sorry, but I clicked something wrong. Okay, 1 second. Sorry. Where are you? Okay. And the last one is very important. The last one is the cmd command. When you create an image, you can define many things at the end, but one of them is cmd, which stands for command. This is the default command that I want to run when I run this, when I run a container based on this image. So if I just say docker run, it will run this exact command. If we want to run a different command, we need to specify the command. This is like npm start.
Yeah,
this is like the default. Okay. Okay, so okay, and this is enough to build an image. And then you can just build the image and run the container, or if you want to be advanced in quotes, you can do something which is called Docker Compose. This is like a super fast crash course. So a Docker Compose is a file, is a YML file to define different many services. When you see services, you can see just read just containers. Okay. So for example, here, if I have a Django, I have also a Postgres database, I will define here different services. Since I have just this application, it's just one file with just one service. But yet this has just some advantages. So I will not need to run some complicated commands. Okay. So here I'm defining this service. So the name of the service is Django. I don't know if this is the best name, but okay. Maybe probably something more like Django app. Okay. Then a service think container when you read the services can start from an image, because because the images, you can also take some images which already exist. For example, if you want to run a Postgres container, you don't have a Docker file. You just use an existing image. If you want to run an Nginx server, it can just use an existing image. Okay, I don't know if this makes sense. By the way, if you have this build, it means that you want to actually build this. So usually your backend application will look like that you have something that you want to build. I want to build this image and this name.
I'm gonna have to rewatch this whole tutorial, Francesco. I definitely need to learn a little bit of Docker stuff.
But... /code directory is in Docker container. No, the Docker file defines the Docker file defines the image, not the container. The container is what we will run when we will define the image. Okay, so now what we can do is if we can do, by the way, this is not a tutorial, so it's just something very fast. So, by the way, if you see some old tutorial, you will see something like that, docker dash compose, which was written in Python, but now they switched to another version which is written in Go, so you can type just like that. But of course, it's retro compatible, so you can also do this with the dash or without the dash. Okay, so you can just do this. And now I'm used to the space, but it took me like 6 months. Okay, so now let's imagine that I have multiple services here. So for example, I have this and also the Postgres container. Yeah, I'm trying, Lord, Docker in 1,000 seconds. But here...
I like how you didn't finish the name. You just call him Lord.
Lord. For me, it's the Lord now. So Docker Compose app is a command that runs all the services defined here. One, because we have just one. But think like if we add another service here, it will run all the services that are inside this. Okay, so this is like the minimal Docker Compose file that you can see. We don't really need this. Okay, so Docker Compose app, it means that I will run the services that are defined here. And there is a cool option, which is --build. This means that I want to build this image based on this Docker file, and then I want to run the container based on this image. So now I'll try to run it. I don't know if it will work, but let's see. Let's see, Dennis.
Let's see if you know what you're talking about.
I suggest to understand Docker with your favorite backend technology, and once you get it, you will basically use this with all the backend technologies at least.
That's usually what it takes. Is actually
okay. So, for example, here we see something which I think it's promising, because you see this log with a color, because maybe we can have different services. So in this case, we have this, and this is starting this development server. Let's see. What is this? Okay, let's see. What was the /API?
No, you can actually go to the root URL. Did you clone the latest? Remember, we updated that.
I cloned the latest.
But your port number looks a little bit funny, though.
Let me see. Maybe localhost. Yes. Okay, so I just want to point out that I have Python installed on my machine, but this would run even without Python. I have not run the Python command. So the Python command here is inside this image. Let me see if I can show it.
You have Python 3.9?
I don't know. I'm using the Python version which is defined here.
Oh, it looks like it's 3.9. No big deal. I was just saying.
No, but I mean, here is the version, but of course. So
let's some water. Sorry, Francesco.
What?
You can ignore me. I just spilled some water.
Okay. I don't know if you can see this, but you can also show some basic commands. So, for example, we can type docker ps, which stands for like list them all. And for example, okay, I have some examples that I was doing. I hope that there's nothing strange, but I don't think so because it says Docker. So something with Ethereum I've done, but okay, sorry. I've done. It's a bit.
You're gonna get on the FBI watch list soon, Francesco.
I have nothing to hide. Okay, so here is the container. I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah,
and yeah, it's not the best thing to check, but it's okay. And so this is the container that I'm running. This is the command, and this is now I want to test something. I don't know if this will work. So this is the ID of the container. So 1, 2. I don't know if this will work, but let's see. Docker exec. Docker exec is a command to run other commands related to containers. So this is the container. Dash IT stands for interactive and pseudo TTY, so basically a terminal. Then the ID of the container, for example, 1, 2, I don't have to type all the characters. And then bash. I don't know if this will work. Okay. No, because there are other IDs, so for stop the containers. Okay, so this is a very important part, which probably is missing in many Docker tutorials. So, can you see here? I am in a terminal, but I'm not on my computer. Can you see this slash code? This slash code is this one, is the work dir. I am inside the Docker Docker container, I can say. If I say ls, can you see here? This is the file system of this container. I don't know if you understand what's going on here. So basically what we did is we have taken these files. We have put with the Docker file all these files inside the Docker image. Then here I see basically something which is not on my computer. If I do this, maybe I can do this. Python -- version, correct? 3.1. Okay. If I go on VS Code, and let's see, and if I do type this here, Python -- version. So this is the Python version of my file system. Okay, and this is the Python version of the Docker image, which is the same. Okay, but it would be the different if I change this one, for example. So okay, so basically this is a basic example. The cool thing is that now, for example, what we can do, by the way, I can also make a comment on this. We can run this application from any computer which has Docker installed without clashing, for example, with their Python version. They can also don't have the Python version. You don't really need even the virtual environment because you're running something inside a container. So this is already containerized. Of course, you can also have a virtual environment inside a container. I don't know if it makes sense.
That's pretty much how I usually explain Docker, is that it's like a virtual environment in its own way, but for stuff like
because
this. Yeah.
It is cool. Because it is a virtual environment. It uses something related to Linux, and the good thing is the reusability. So here you can, for example, I've used this Docker file, for example, from another project, because it basically most of the commands are usually the same. You can have here maybe something related just to the project. I don't know. I need to install, I don't know, CURL because I want to test it. And yes, so this is example. But by the way, I have added this, so I can also push this with a commit. And you can also, if you want, you can also go on and add this the Docker Hub repository if you want. Otherwise, we'll just keep coding. We can say this just your choice. It's your live stream.
No, I actually got to get running soon. I gotta start prepping for moving.
Okay, so maybe I can make the comment.
We did what we needed to. Yeah. Please do. Make sure. I have to update the README.
Can I do this? Can I do this on the? Yeah. Can I do this on master or no? README.mv.
Yeah, if you add some information, let's go ahead and do that. So that way, if anybody wants to actually
what get is repo. Maybe we can add the Google Doc. I don't know.
Yeah. You have the Google Doc?
Do we have the link? Can you pass me the link?
Yeah, let me share this with you.
I'm not checking the chat, by the way, if you're saying something.
All right, Francesca, what email am I working with? I'm trying to remember.
You can put this in the private of the stream of StreamYard.
Gotcha. Okay, so you'll just add the Google Doc link, right? Or just the file?
Hey, Caleb Curry. How's it going?
All right, let me. I'll add it into private chat here. Hey, Caleb Curry here. Yeah, what's up, man?
But can I? No, I will not show the link. Just.
I just sent you the link in the private chat. Yeah, I was actually talking up Caleb Curry. We're doing some database stuff, and you're actually where I learned about database tables.
I need access here. I need access here. Then you
need access.
Yeah, he asked me the. Maybe you need to change the link. I really enjoyed this live stream.
So did I. But yeah, I was talking about Caleb Curry. I was saying he's the one that taught me database design and relationships and all that. And
it's cool.
I learned about all that. He has Caleb when he was a young man. With doing the chalkboard stuff. Those are really cool.
So what's the name of? Okay, so the name is kados.dev. I don't know.
Yeah, kados.dev is what we're gonna eventually do. Are you posting the link to the GitHub? Oh no, you just
no. I'm just changing this. No, but just want to say, do I need to maybe change branch?
Yeah, let me get the GitHub repo. Let me add it to the video description here, and this video will.
Okay, so I'll just.
This video will stay up.
Docker. Docker.
All right, Francesca. So what I'm going to do here is I'll kind of recap everything. So the link in the video is going to be in the video description for this GitHub repo. We are going to work on this project together. Long story short, I mean, I guess if you watch the beginning of the video at some point and another time, it's basically going to be a platform for developer advocates to connect to companies, other developer advocates, and then future developer advocates to find places to work and try to apply and so on. So we kind of started from scratch, no idea other than we want to create something for this, and we just started working on it. And the idea here is to show this long, slow process of creating an application as opposed to some kind of well thought out tutorial or vlog, which can be done in maybe 10-15 minutes, but you don't get to see the behind the scenes. So we're just going to have some fun, and we'll probably make this a series. I probably can't stream until sometime next week, Francesco, if you're up for continuing this. If not, I'll do it by myself. I might open source it, but I would love to keep documenting it. When I get to my new home, I'll set up my computer there, and that's where we'll continue. But yeah, the GitHub repo that we worked on today is in the link or in the video description. And all we did was set up some of the database design, and we created an API, and that's it. But later on, we'll add in React in the front end and actually start building this out. We do have a Figma link too for a rough design, but we're going to fix all that.
Yeah. By the way, Dennis is giving me access problem. I don't know why, because the repository is public.
Here, let me add you as a collaborator then to that.
Oh, maybe
yes. Okay. Yeah.
But because it was private before.
No, it was never private, but I feel like
don't know why. Sure. The request URL. Hi.
Okay, what's your
Francesco XX, which has nothing to do with sex, but that's it. That's because I wanted Francesco, so it's.
Can you send that to me in the private chat, Francesco?
Yeah, XX.
At Gmail. Oh, got it. Okay.
The email. No, the email is this one. Sorry, I'll send you now.
I just added you. It says pending.
Because you can also add the Git. Yes.
Yeah.
I think I need to check this.
Cool. Let's see. You can't push origin unless you are maintainer owner. Can yeah, you might have to just push that as a new branch, Francesco. Then, unless I added you, I'm not sure if I can do that.
Let's see.
Yeah. Thank you everyone for jumping into the stream. Really appreciate everyone being here. It's kind of fun doing this.
It's always fun. Done, Dennis.
You got it?
So, yeah. Awesome. I pushed this one.
All right. So let me just update the YouTube video description. I'm gonna link this up, and then we're gonna be done with the stream. We'll come back.
It has been a short live stream, just 3 hours.
For me, that's short.
It's just this is just a warm up live stream.
Exactly. Right. Source code is now in the video description. So not that there's much to do there, but yeah. All right, cool. Thank you so much, Francesco. Seriously, appreciate your time. Shout out to daily.dev for allowing Francesco to be on the stream as a developer advocate. Shout out to Agora.
A little shameless plug, of course. In
yeah. Is that awesome? Yeah, definitely show that too. Awesome. We'll see everyone another time, and we'll be back. So this video will still be on the channel. At some point, I might create like a Dennis Ivy archived YouTube channel, so I'm now flooding it with stuff like this because I do put out tutorials, so I don't want it to kind of mix in with that. But all right, see you guys later. Take care.
Bye-bye. Thank you so much, Dennis.